We're back on another exciting episode of Starfleet Boy After. I don't know why I say it the same as regular Starfleet Boy. I should have like a different. Oh yeah, I do. Hold on. Hey Braxton, how's it going?
Hey, Starfleet boy, how are you?
Pretty good. Hey audience members, how's it going? Say hi in the chat. I see Blue's already there.
Hey,
And then here
Blue.
we go. This is our real intro for Starfleet Boy After Dark, made by PJ over at Boat Rack. My favorite part is the sexy music at the end. The
Dude, it's such a sexy beat, dude.
it's super sexy, right? It's great. Braxton, how's it going, buddy?
Oh, good. I can't complain, except that it is very cold where I live. So I have two cats on my lap. Like, this guy is moving around because the other cat is like firmly entrenched in the middle section of my lap, and he's trying to find a place. Um, but I'm really good. I had a good week of work. Had some good workouts this week. I have seen Eternals. I am good.
Nice. Oh,
You?
look, we have our Martian who's here. Our resident,
Hey,
Good evening.
Ruben.
our resident gamer.
Yes, indeed.
Are you playing the new Call to Duty? Call of
No,
Duty?
I don't play Call of Duty.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
Ruben, what do you play, dude?
What are you playing right now?
Right now I'm playing Elder Scrolls Online.
Oh.
Mm,
Do you play
But I
video
play a
games,
lot of
Braxton?
stuff.
I do. But I play action adventure games and I also play first-person shooters as well.
Yeah, I played like Far Cry 5,
Hmm.
Dying Light. Eventually I'll get Cyberpunk once it's on like a 60% sale.
Dude, Cyberpunk is already on a 60% sale, dude. They're giving Cyberpunk away, dude. Cyberpunk is really good though. As imperfect as it is still very, very good, I think.
Yeah, I want to get it. I don't really care what people bitch too much.
Hmm.
But yeah, I play everything. I play pretty much any kind of game.
Okay. Oh yeah, dude. What do you play so what, you're playing on Xbox or you play PlayStation?
He's on a
PC,
computer,
PC, Mac.
Oh, very cool.
not
Very
a
cool.
console. I was gonna say.
Well, I
Yeah.
technically play on Xbox because I have Game Pass,
Yeah.
so I can play Xbox games on the PC.
Mm.
Because they have cloud gaming. They have a cloud gaming system, so I use that.
Hmm.
I'm pretty much a cloud gamer. I don't I don't even use my own PC to.
Did you play Titanfall 2?
No, I haven't tried that.
Oh, Titanfall 2 has a really short, tight campaign. Like, it took like 5 hours to play, and it was a good story, like super fast and action paced and action packed. It's like a Marvel movie, a typical Marvel movie, not the Eternals.
How long is the Eternals? Like three hours long.
Two
Father's there
46.
right now. He's gonna be watching it.
246.
2:46. So if we're still streaming for 3 hours, Fathery will join us and tell us his feelings. So we're just gonna talk about Eternals at some point. Before that, we're not gonna wait. I think we have to wait for PJ though.
My favorite are open world RPGs.
But you'll have to
Ooh.
come in and tell us your. Don't listen. We'll tell you we'll tell you the gist of what we agreed about Eternals. I haven't seen it. I'm dying to see it, especially since I found out. All right, bye, Father. I won't. Yeah, like no spoilers. That's right. Well, anyways, I found out there's an actor.
Dude, like, Father Reed
really
needs to
like.
stop listening. Like, he's like on the show while he's like driving and stuff, dude. That dude need to put the phone down.
No spoilers about the.
I want to talk about Eternals now.
You don't want any spoilers about Eternals? You're gonna go see it, Ruben?
No, I don't want to know what the people in underwear punched this time.
Oh, really? Like, I thought we were gonna talk about like Eternals. Like,
No, you can talk about Eternals. I don't
okay,
care.
He doesn't
I'm
really
not-
care.
Yeah,
He's
I'll,
just-
I'll,
he's
I'll
just
probably never
joking.
watch it.
Ruben, you're like me. You love spoilers.
Oh, I don't mind them. I definitely don't mind. I don't really care. I mean, unless
Have
it's a
you?
movie I'm really into, but
I feel like what's one thing that you wouldn't want spoilers for? Avatar, the Abyss
Avatar,
Part
like
Two,
Avatar 2,
the Abyss, yeah,
don't even
Avatar, the,
don't
the
even
Abyss.
make that movie. Just like forget that you ever did that, James Cameron. Just move on with your life, bro.
I hate
Uh,
surprises. I don't think there's anything that I would not want spoilers for.
audience, and also you guys, do you hear a clicking sound when I'm talking, or is it smooth, like smooth?
I don't
Yo,
care.
hello. I'll read some comments. Eternals is the most original film of the year. I thought Tom
Oh my
Hanks's
gosh.
movie on
I
I
Apple
mean,
TV
mean,
would be the most original.
I feel like if anytime that you pull like characters and like backstory from like comic books going back to like the 1960s, I think that makes it not original. So I don't think that
and I
is
mean,
true.
like I have an issue with that comment too because if you just watch mainstream movies, sure, but if you watch actual movies, it's probably not
Yeah,
original.
I think
yeah.
Trekkie Dave does, but he's just says of the
Or if you
year.
play video games, that's the problem
He's
I
just
have with
saying it's
Marvel
the most original
movies.
film of the year. Like, what came out this year that's more
Marvel movies
original?
to me, when I watch them, I'm like, I play video games more interesting than this, and I get to push buttons. That's my problem with Marvel
What's
movies.
the most original movie that came out this year? I'm trying to think. The French
I don't
Dispatch.
know what that means.
I
I don't
haven't
know what
seen it yet,
original
but I have a
means.
feeling The French Dispatch, which is a Timothy Chalamet's other movie that came out this year. It came out, I think, the same day as Dune. Um,
I feel like I don't
that's
watch
probably original.
actual original movies. I always go see like the big movies that are derivative of
But I
something
just don't
else.
understand what that even means. Like, what do you mean by original movie? I can literally tell you what every movie is borrowing from at any given time because
Ruben's such a
nothing's really
cynic,
original.
and
No,
he
it said
knows too
nothing's
much.
really
You know too
original.
much, Ruben. You know too much
Like,
about
I
movies
just
and
want
stuff
to.
like
I
that.
just need a definition of what original is supposed to mean
Dude, let's
in the
not drag
context.
the audience
Yeah.
here.
In the context of movies.
Okay, so one thing that the marketing for Eternals says, Braxton, is that this is going to change the MCU forever. Is that true? Does something Ruben Slayer? Is that true? Does it change the MCU forever in your opinion? You've seen like most or all of the MCU films, right?
Hmm.
So do you
I
feel
think
like this changes it forever? Like, is there like a thing that happens that's like a big deal?
okay. So two things
Remember,
happen.
audience, there's spoilers, so we're go full into it. Yeah.
Two things happen that I feel like could change the world. So we were introduced to the Celestials, which are like the creator of like planets and like man and like all these aliens and stuff. So we have we've seen the creators of the life of the Marvel universe, and then also a celestial was being birthed from the earth, and the Eternals were able to stop it, but it partially emerged. And I feel like when they were when it was emerging, like you know, like the sea was just like rising like hundreds of feet, and like it was like coming out of the core of the earth. Like I felt like
You wait.
our
So wait,
world would have
the
been destroyed just with
the
its
Earth was
even.
giving birth, or like to a celestial, right, or something like that, right?
Because like the Celestials, like the like more mature ones, they like drop a seed into like a planet's core, and like the celestial grows over like a million years,
It's kind of like okay,
and then it emerges.
so they're more like Eternals. I think you can review, right, because the Eternals have like powers given to them by the Celestials. So Ego was a Celestial, right? Like in Guardians of the Galaxy, right? Ego or
I
no?
don't think Ego's a celestial.
Was he an Eternal? Maybe he was an Eternal.
So 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 arguably, the Eternals killed a baby in this movie.
Oh, it was a.
Like
That's
arguably
crazy.
Now
they
you're making
did.
me want to watch it.
By the
Now
way,
that's
Arguably.
original. Now you want
according
to talk
to
about original? That's original.
according to Google, Ego was a celestial, so he
Really?
is. Yeah, so he is a celestial. He was a planet. He was a gigantic planet, and he
Yeah,
was
so
trying to
what?
see. And he was seeding.
Mhm.
He was seeding. He was putting his seed all over other planets. That's like what you described, right, Braxton? Like the celestials put their seed
Mhm.
Yeah, they
inside
go
of.
around doing experiments on
The
planets, basically.
Eternals may as well have drowned or smothered a baby.
Shit.
The
Isn't that
Celestials basically go
terrible?
around doing
They
experiments on
turned into
planets.
stone, though, right? They turned it into stone.
Yeah. Mhm.
Ruben,
But
what do you know about the Celestial comics? Did you read all that stuff?
No, I never really read much of that stuff.
And you read them, Braxton?
so I did a little bit of a crash course over the last couple of days. Um, with it coming up, like so the so the so there was a run of 19 comics and one annual that covers the Eternals. That's like most of their that's like all of their comic book run, like 19 issues and one annual. So there's not a whole lot. Um, a lot of comic book fans think that they are uninteresting. An interesting thing that uh, I was watching Comics Explained, like this dude Rob, he just like reads all these comics
Yeah,
and
it's a
gives
good
like
channel.
a synopsis, and he was saying that the Eternals, like they can't have like babies and stuff, you know, and I didn't realize that they weren't able to procreate, but then I saw the movie, but movie adaptations and the comic book sources, they can be different, but in the movie they kind of made them out to be kind of like androids, but like different.
Oh, I see.
Hmm.
Maybe and you're sure they're not androids on in the movie, right?
Because the thing is, like the lead uh Celestial, he was like, oh yeah, like I made you guys, and then he like showed them like hundreds of like beings that looked like them, but they didn't have all the finishings, and they had like a side in their head, and I guess he had to like put in like a brain or like some memories in
Oh,
there to
okay.
like activate them, you know. So they kind of look like mannequins, like dummies. They just like had to have like additional parts to like actually like animate them.
Oh, they could be. It's interesting. Now I want to go see the movie.
Mhm.
All right, you guys make it show for 3 hours. I'm gonna go run to the local movie theater and watch this movie. No, but this is this is the artwork for uh, one of the Eternals comic books, and I feel like the costumes don't really look like this,
Oh,
but
dude, they don't at
they
all,
don't,
dude.
right? But I guess they're the same colors though. I feel like they did match that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
uh
that's
huh,
like inspiration. It seems like from
yeah.
some of them.
Ajak, they gender bent him. That guy right there in the gold stuff.
Oh, this guy
That
right here.
that guy is played by Selma Hayek.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And the girl in the green is played by Gemma Chan.
And who's this guy?
Ooh, I wonder if that's Druig, who is the guy who, has powers of like mind control. That could be him, but he doesn't really look. Oh, and that's Sprite right there in
This
the
right
back.
here.
A little.
Okay.
hmm but Sprite like is a girl in this movie. And then the Celestials are the really big guys on the back.
These guys are back here, right?
Yeah.
So
Oh, and
they've created the universe basically. So Marvel is
mhm,
basically saying in this movie that this is the origin of the universe.
those big guys.
Interesting.
Uh-huh. And yeah, like there's a really cool shot of Celestials like doing stuff. Like you'll see them and they'll be like holding some stuff and like some gases will start swirling and they're like, ooh yeah, like planet. And now I'm gonna like put some people on it. or I'm gonna put some beings on it, and then when I get tired of them, I'm gonna like make up these like things that are then gonna go out and like kill all the current beings on the planet because
Which are
I then want to make
that's what
new ones.
those that's what the variants are. So like the Celestials created both the variants and the Eternals, right?
Hmm.
And
So
they're
the
enemies of
celestial,
each other. They're
yeah,
enemies of each other, right?
Is that the deviants?
the
What's
deviant.
that?
The
The
deviants, not the
Deviants. What did
variants.
Mhm.
what did I call them?
Variants.
So there was
That's
Sounds like
the
Loki. Sorry,
variants.
Loki talk there.
so there was the dinosaurs, and like the dinosaurs were all over, but the Celestials were wanting man to be there. So they said, okay, well, man can't exist there if the dinosaurs are there because they'll like eat them all. So he
Oh, they
so
sent the Eternals down
sent
to
the deviants down to
oh
kill
to
the
like kill the
dinosaurs.
dinosaurs.
Hmm. But then the deviants got so populous and like got so like power hungry or whatever that they started killing men too. So
Mm.
then they
It always
created
happens. Poor humans.
the Eternals. So the Eternals, then like went along with the Celestials, like wiped out all the deviants and like forced them underground. But now they're back with a vengeance.
The were they cool? The deviants.
Um,
I heard the main bad guy, right? Like he's like what's his name? Khan.
Crow.
Crow.
Mhm.
I'm like Khan.
They're not sympathetic. You don't know what their motivations are. They just seem like animals. Like how like a tiger or a cougar would attack you if it saw you. That's just like what the deviants are. Like you can't tell that they're
Is Crow
motivated.
the only one of them that like kind of talks and stuff? Or are the rest of them just like beasts?
So now Crow, interestingly, I don't know how. I guess I missed it in the movie, but somehow like Crow can evolve. Like he can like attack an eternal, and if he can like kill that eternal and like suck out its cosmic energy, it then like starts seizing and then it like evolves.
Hmm.
It goes from like four legs to like two.
Oh, okay. So
Uh,
he's killed a lot of Eternals, I guess, or cosmic beings.
he kills at least two.
Oh, interesting.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But I don't get what's like life changing about, or what's changing the MCU forever about the Earth giving birth to a celestial, or even the Celestials in general. Like I thought it was gonna be like something huge, like like I don't know, like maybe there's no, there's the Avengers are completely not going to be together again, or the Eternals are replacing the Avengers, and we're going to get a bunch of Eternal films or something like that. But I guess that's what I was thinking when they said changing the MCU forever.
I think it's probably just the we know that the Celestials are doing some stuff. I don't even know like why
Well,
they made Eternals. Like it doesn't even seem important.
it's
Like
for Harry Styles to come in at the end and be like, "Watermelon sugar." Is this character? By the way, Braxton, your name is his character Star Fox, which I always thought Star Fox was a video game on Nintendo. I didn't realize that he was
Star Fox
also
is a video game on Nintendo.
yeah, but that's all I thought Star Fox was. I was very surprised. I just learned about Star Fox today when a friend of mine enthusiastically, because he knows I like Harry Styles, sent me a message assuming I'd seen Eternals already, and I found out about the ending. But that was cool to see that Harry Styles is in a. I guess he'll return in another film as
Hmm.
this
Oh, Harry
character Star
Styles
Fox.
is in Eternals.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
In the he's in well. So here's the thing, though. It is very much dependent on whether or not there is another Eternals movie. I feel like Eternals probably has to do well. But then I also read an article that Harry Styles had a multi-movie deal with Marvel, that he was going to appear a few times.
Well, he could. This character, I think, from what I looked up real quickly, Star Fox could probably appear in Guardians of the Galaxy as a character. He could be all over the place. He could be cool. He's Thanos' brother, and he doesn't look anything like Thanos. He doesn't have a testicle chin.
Something that I was thinking, like, when I saw that, like, because he introduced
Here,
himself,
I'll pull up a picture. Go ahead.
as Eros.
Eros, that's right.
And I was thinking, I was like, ooh, you know what? For like someone who would play Eros, I would really love to have like a man who is very like uh universally sexy because Harry Styles is so boyish that I don't think of him as being a sexy man. Like if they had like a sexy, like a mature guy that kind of like everybody thinks is sexy, like in the way that like people think that everybody thinks Chris Evans is sexy, you know.
Yeah, but he's already Captain America, so
I mean, I have to say, but you know what? But there's a million.
who
There's a
could have
million.
played who
There's
could have played
hundreds.
Star Fox?
There's hundreds of thousands of guys that look like Chris Evans, except they're not famous.
Here's Harry Styles looking like a star snack.
I'll
Th-
pass.
this is like a rendering, actually. This is like a drawing. It's not from the movie. Did he have pointy ears, Braxton?
Not that I remember. All I remember is him having red hair, and he was, and like his buddy is a teleporting troll.
Oh, interesting.
hmm Oh, and Eros's magic like looks like rainbow sparkles.
Oh, I love that.
hmm hmm
This
hmm
is what Star Fox looks like in the comics, and there he is fighting Thanos, and they look nothing alike in the comics either, so that's fine. Why does Thanos look the way he does, and Star Fox looks the way they are? I guess that's okay because Thanos had all those, or Thanos, I don't know if I'm saying it right, has all those.
It's Tejanos.
The Hanos has all those kids that
Maybe
don't
they
look like
have.
him either, because Gamora, so maybe he's an adopted brother or something.
So I thought Gamora he adopted Gamora like because he
Yeah,
like killed all the people and he adopted Gamora. Um, I mean, I feel like Nebula looks like she could be his like biological child, maybe.
really? She didn't have
Like
a
she's like,
testicle chin.
because she's like bluish purple.
Let me see here.
Well, isn't Thanos technically one of the Eternals too?
He is. Oh, I mean, if they're all Eternals on Titan, yeah, maybe.
And so maybe that's how they're brothers.
Mm,
Oh, that makes sense. That's
mm.
interesting. I hadn't thought of that. Like, Star Trek has conditioned me to think of planets as monocultural, and it makes total sense that like Titan would not just have, you know,
I thought he was. I'm not sure.
purple testicle chin people. Um,
His his chin looks like beluga whale. Like you know how whales have those
yeah,
those like
doesn't that look like the
ridges.
bottom of
It
testicles
doesn't
too?
look like testicles.
You don't think
It
that
looks
looks
like
like
geriatric
testicles?
testicles.
Who's got lawns in their testicles like that? That just go straight down like that. That's a weird looking sack right there, dude.
Titans do. Titans have that. That's how Titan. That's what a Titan's testicles looks like.
I'd be like, oh, you have unusual shaped ridges on your testicles.
Here is the MCU family, the evil family, the dysfunctional family of Thanos and his two daughters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see how Nebula kind of has that similar vibe, but she's like interesting too. She's something else. I'm not sure. They never got into the story of
Well, the thing is,
how you got
he.
Nebula. I don't think, if I recall
Mm-hmm.
correctly, it doesn't really come into play.
Mm-hmm. I mean, because I can't. I mean, because like I don't know, dude. Like, I mean, who would want to fuck Thanos, dude? Like,
Oh, and I got this. That's so funny. Geek and Review posted this. And I got a message from someone in the text message audience too that says, "What fundamental?" So, anyways, Geek and Review says the reason Eros doesn't look like Thanos is Thanos had a deviant gene in the comics. So Thanos looks more like a deviant kind of
mm,
beast,
Yeah, he
a
has
mm,
deviant
bestial.
syndrome. It says here,
Yeah.
and he's a half
which apparently they're just as powerful as Eternals, but they're just like the bad guys, I guess. Also, a character is Jupiter Ascending is also called Star Fox. Oh, okay, in Jupiter Ascending.
Thanos is the son of an Eternal.
It's the speedster in the red. Can't remember the name, but deaf actress playing her.
Oh, she's very good, dude.
Who's she? What's her character's name?
I can't remember what the character's name is, but she's very good, and she's a beautiful actress. They do her speedster powers really, really well. Like it looks great, dude. Her speedster
Oh, cool.
power.
So the movie looks beautiful. At the very least, if it's not like, you know, epic in the way that you expected, it's pretty to look at. Yeah.
hmm
What was your favorite part of the movie?
Pretty like a Marvel movie.
Not all Marvel
Um,
movies are pretty. Well, I guess they all are kind of.
yeah, pretty much. So I don't have a favorite scene, really. I don't think. I think the thing that I enjoyed the most was I loved seeing Angelina Jolie. Um, I love to see her fight, like Athena. You know, um, oh man, she was a badass warrior, dude. She could like make her weapons out of like cosmic energy. They would
Yeah, we
just
see a lot of scenes of that in the
they
trailer. It
would
looks
just
pretty
like
cool.
form like her like sword and shield, and she would just like be out there like fighting. Um, I think that I really liked that. Um, as far as like a favorite scene, I don't know. Like there were like some good action scenes, but they were just okay. Like you just didn't really care about any of the characters. You didn't care about anything that was happening. So like none of the action had any stakes. It's like, okay, well, you're fighting deviants. Well, I mean, the only one that I really care about is Thena. So hopeful, and I know that she's like the best fighter there. So like, I know that she's gonna live.
So
Um,
wait, not all the Eternals make it to the end, right? They've been
mhm.
on Earth for like what, thousands of years?
7,000 years.
7,000 years. It's crazy. Oh, what's the explanation in the movie for them not helping out during the Infinity Crisis?
Well, because they fight deviants. That's what the Celestials
So they can't
command that they
help.
do.
They can't help with anything but deviants. It's the only time they can actually like intervene or whatever, right?
Yeah, that's their thing. They fight deviants, and
Because the script
and
says so.
man has to work out stuff themselves.
So if Thanos destroys the entire planet Earth,
They just die, or well,
they
they
just
don't.
float around in space
Space.
because their
There's
whole point is
11.
to be on Earth.
Am I counting this right? There's 11 characters. This movie introduces 11 characters.
It does.
And does it do a good job at like giving everyone time and space? Did you feel it? You said you didn't feel like connected to any of the characters, right? Like
So the thing is, I did like Angelina Jolie's
right, except her, Athena.
Athena.
That's right. That's right. You did say that.
Uh-huh. I also thought that Sprite was good too. I thought that a strength of the film is its acting. I think that the acting was very good, and it's important to have good acting when you have weak material and story. Um, Really, I think the story was the weak part. The visual effects were very strong. The acting was strong. It was just long and it was boring.
All right, see if you could
And
name all the characters. Let's start over here. This is who's this guy? What's his name?
is his name like Dingo, Tingo,
Dingo.
something like that?
I should pull
Um,
up the names. Ruben, you don't know the names, right?
No, off the top of my head, I can pull them up for
Oh,
you.
it's Kingo, I think. Hold
Kingo,
on. Kingo,
yeah.
here we go. Let me pull up the
hmm
Eternals cast. All right, here we go. All right. So yeah, that
No, I did
that
not read
is
Eternals at all back in the day. I was one of the many who were like, nah, bro.
so that's Kingo played by Kumail Nanjiani, and apparently he got really ripped and in shape for this movie. It was like a big deal. I remember like a year ago on Twitter, people were freaking out because he posted a picture of his progress, and they were like, "That's Photoshop," and he's like, "Nope, it's not Photoshop." It's crazy. But so his character is like, what's his power? Do you remember?
So so he's got like some blasters. He's got like he like shoots guns. Like um so so Rob from Comics Explained was saying that the Celestials, they kind of all have the same powers, but just like
Oh,
regular
they
people
express
do.
them. They
Like
use the cosmic energy, but they can express it differently, I guess, right?
yeah, yeah, like they're better in certain things, so they kind of specialize in their certain things. So he kind of like shoots guns, like he's got his hands like this, dude, and he's like
Mm-hmm.
shooting out his comic, you know, his cosmic
His
uh,
cosmic energy out of
energy
his.
like that. And then he can also like, and if he concentrates, dude, he like makes the ball,
Oh, like
and
a
then he can
bomb.
like shoot the ball, dude.
Oh, okay, right on.
Like a Dragon Ball, dude. You know.
Oh, right on.
Just like
Or like what's it? Hadouken in
mm-hmm,
Street Fighter, like
mm-hmm.
Hadouken. So okay, so that's Kingo, and apparently his uh, like he has this like con or whatever where he just pretends to be the son of himself, like in the movie industry, and it's kind of making fun of how in Bollywood, like it is kind of like that where your children play continue to be actor, like there's a lot of actor families or dynasties, I guess is a good way to put it. So he's pretending to be like the son of the son of the son of the son of a great like Indian actor, but he's not, or like, but he's not it's the same person, right?
Yeah, he's like 7 generations in, dude.
So he's like Highlander kind of, like he has this like, he's kind of like the Highlander. And then what's her name? Do you remember her name, the character?
I don't remember the character's name.
Let's
Mm-mm.
see, I have it here, let me pull it back up.
But she's good. You know, I enjoyed her acting.
Makari, I think, is what it says here.
Makari. I enjoyed her
Makari.
acting. I thought that her speedster abilities were shown really well when she started like moving super fast. Dude. Like I thought
Do you,
she was
do you
really
think
good.
she's cooler than the Flash?
You know, she's just so much less developed than the Flash. Like you
But
know,
like, do you think she could beat the Flash in a race? Like, do you think she's faster than the Flash? I know it's DC versus Marvel, but
I mean, you know, like I feel like their powers like look
the
on like
same.
the same. Like
Okay.
you know, like yeah, like I feel yeah.
There should be like
Um,
a Flash fight with Makari and the Flash. That would be cool. And then the actor's name is Lauren Ridliff. And then we have this guy. What's his name? It's Druig.
Druig, Druig
And
was really good. You know, he can control the minds of people, even large numbers of people. He can control hundreds or even thousands of people at a time.
but their eyes glow, so you know they're being controlled, right? That's
Yeah.
interesting. So if you
Uh-huh.
see someone with glowing eyes, you just shoot them and you're good.
Mhm.
No, I'm just kidding. So I heard in the comics he's a bad guy, but in the movie he's not, right? Like he doesn't end up being a bad guy. Or...
Oh, you know, see, it makes sense that someone who could control people would ultimately abuse that and become a villain. Um,
Yeah, it's very tempting power, I feel like.
mhm. You know, there were parts of the movie that you thought that he was going to do irresponsible things with his powers, and a few times he actually did, but he is a good guy in the end.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And then we have Sprite you were
Right.
talking about, and
hmm
that's oh wait, so wait, we know what Camille Nanjiani's character Kingo was doing. What was she doing for like 11,000 years or whatever, however long it was?
Oh, so she when they went to because like a few of them got together and then they went around trying to find the other ones, and she was holed up like in this like place that kind of looked like a dome, a stone dome kind of place, and she just had like thousands of books, and she was like, "Oh,
Oh,
like
she's
you're."
just chilling, reading books and stuff.
Mhm. She was like, "Oh, you're here! Like finally, like the boredom might end."
Oh, that's something that I got tipped off to as well, which is apparently they all knew each other, but then they forgot each other because that's something that happens in the movie, and then they have to remember each other. Is that right?
So none this that didn't happen
Oh, okay.
in the movie.
That might have been a comic book thing. Okay,
It is my understanding that that does happen to them in the comic books.
gotcha.
Um, and they also have some kind of machine on their ship that can erase one's memory. So I feel like erasing of memories happens to them with some frequency over the millennia that they exist.
Mm, interesting. Interesting. So, okay, what was Druid doing for like all those years
Oh, Druig had a colony of people
that he
that
was mind controlling?
he had mod controlled for generations.
I
Like
thought you said he didn't do anything bad
So
in the
kind
movie.
of kind of like Wanda.
Oh,
four or
sounds
five.
familiar.
He said that he had mod controlled like this colony of people for like 4 or 5 generations. Like, but he wasn't harming.
What do you mean? What were they doing? What was the colony? What was this called? What was like the colony like that it was mind controlled? Like what was the point of it?
I
Like
mean, it looked like a cult.
oh okay, legit. So he was a cult
Mhm.
leader.
It was like a cult, like commune. Everybody looked
Okay.
happy though.
Yeah, of course they're being mind controlled into thinking they're happy. I thought he was a good guy. Now he's kind of cute, so that's why I was hoping he was a good guy. But now I'm like, no, thank you, no, thank you. So Sprite, what's her deal?
Oh, so Sprite is kind of a Sprite is a master of illusion. So Sprite can like in a fight, Sprite can like duplicate like you and me and Ruben like 20 times. So the person who's like trying to fight us like doesn't know which is the real one.
Oh, like kind of like
Um,
Loki's powers.
hmm She can like teleport. She can make herself invisible, you know. But she is forever a child, and the one thing that she wants so badly is to be able to grow up, you know. This movie, and that makes me think of like, so there is a point in this film where she gives up her eternal life in order to actually grow up, you
Oh,
know.
really?
And it reminded me of Lord of the Rings when that woman like gave up her eternal life to love that man. And
Oh,
I was like,
uh,
girl, what the hell are you doing? Like giving up your eternal life for that man? Please, girl. Like, you know what? Your eternal life, girl, you'll meet 30 of those.
Braxton, you wouldn't give up your eternal life for love?
No, I wouldn't do it.
I don't know.
You're like, you know what, dude? I would meet like in my 10,000 years of existence, like no matter how dude that good is, you know what? I would probably meet 20 of them over the course
I
of
love how
that
you're
time
like, no
period.
matter how
I mean, it's
dude
just
that kid is.
mathematics, bro.
What, so Ruben, you would not give up your eternal life either, right?
Eternal life? No, no way. Fuck that.
For
Sorry.
for love.
My wife's sleeping, so she's not hearing this right
She's
now.
like,
So I can safely say, no, screw that.
wow, gosh. I don't know. I
Oh,
feel
man.
like I'm one of those romantics. I might give up eternal life for love if it was the right kind of love, you know?
Mm.
Could you imagine you give up your eternal life, you're in love, and then 10 years later, like your partner wants a divorce?
I'd be a happy
You'd be
Highlander,
like,
always running
no.
away from the quickening and from the from the
But
game.
but she gives it up to grow up though, right? Because she's just eternally a child otherwise. She's like Claudia on an interview with a
Mm.
vampire, right? So
Yeah.
she is actually giving it up to grow up. I can kind of understand that. Who wants to stay in a kid's body? You can never do adult things, even though you're an adult
I
from your
mean, dude, like she's
experience.
like thousands of years old, but like, yeah,
But she's never going to be taken seriously as an adult. Like people are going to see her and think she's a kid, like no matter what, you know.
yeah, that's
So
true.
I could totally kind of get how that could be frustrating. It's
I
like,
remember writing fan fiction once called Claudia's Dream, and it was a dream she
oh,
had in the moments that she was dying of her
oh,
growing up. And I always imagined Kirsten Stewart being no, what's her name? What's the actress' name?
Kirsten
Kirsten
Dunst.
Dunst would be able to play her
Yeah,
as
because
an
she could.
adult in just
She
this
could.
one little dream movie.
They should remaster Interview with the Vampire and just insert your short story into the film with Kirsten Dunst
I like
playing
that idea a
playing
lot.
her.
Hollywood, if you're out there, listen to this man.
Listen to
Listen to this man.
this.
The one under me and the one under him too. Listen to them both.
So moving on from Sprite, we have Selma Hayek's character named Ajak, who you said, who we saw was
Gender bound.
but gender bent, yeah, which I don't mind. I don't mind when films do that. I think it's kind of cool actually. So Ajak, what's her deal? She's the one that can communicate with the Celestials, right? She has like a direct link to the Celestials, and so what's her deal? She's a good guy too, or a bad guy?
Mm-hmm.
Good
She is a good guy. She is the healer of the group. People don't start dying until she dies because obviously, she can heal people. Um, but yeah, she is really stoic. She is one of the see. I would expect Eternals to behave like her. She's very stoic. She doesn't get like really rattled by anything because like she's so fucking old. She can't die. All this stuff simply has no consequence. You know.
Yeah, she lives in a different reality almost, if you think about it from that
Mhm.
perspective. Like from her perspective, like, it's kind of like how we don't often think of ants that we step on as we're walking, outside.
Mhm.
Um, with someone with that kind of power might not think of, a mortal the same way. Um, Trekkie Dave points out for the character Druig that he took control of the colony because they were victims of genocide. It's complicated. You have to see it. No, I have to see it. I haven't seen it, but that would make me feel better about him as a character if like those people were like genocidal, and so he took over their minds to make them like friendly with each other. That would make sense a little more. So yeah, I guess I could like him again. He's cute again.
I don't know, man. Sounds like he was saving the panda.
He's saving the panda.
Pandas don't want to mate, and pandas don't eat nutritious food. It seems to me the species is trying to tell us something, and we don't let it go. They're like, we want off this planet,
What's
and you
what's
motherfuckers keep breeding us.
what's Ajax's story for like 11,000 years or however long it was?
So Ajak, like when we see her, they don't show us everything that they have been doing for all this time. When we see her, like it looks like she's living in like gosh, in like a place like way out west, like but that's like green and hilly. It looks like she's living on like in like Idaho or something.
Oh, okay.
Like in like a small house, just like hanging out by herself on a dairy farm. That's what it looks like she's doing. You know. So yeah, so we see like great scenes of her and like the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. You
Mm.
know, um,
Getting fed
yeah.
grapes. So
Have
then
some grapes, bitches.
so then we have Gemma Chan playing Cersei, which is funny because Cersei is the name of the character in Game of Thrones, and we have our two Game of Thrones alumni, him and
Kit.
Kit Harington.
Hmm.
This is
That's
Richard
not Kit
Madden.
right there.
No, this is
No.
Richard Madden.
Yeah.
He played one of the Stark
Played
brothers.
Robert Stark.
Rob Stark? Yeah, Rob
Rob
Stark.
Stark.
Mm. I didn't watch Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay.
I did
Well, when you do, you'll see them
I watched all 6 seasons of it.
seasons of it. But anyways, going back to Gemma Chan's character Cersei, what's her deal?
So Cersei, she can change stuff. Like for instance, there was a rock that was about
Oh,
to
she's the
fall
one
on a
that turns
girl.
the bus into like rose petals and the rocks into like butterflies, right?
Yes,
Oh, right on.
yes. You know,
That's
so
the cool. That was one of the coolest powers I saw in the trailers. I liked her powers a lot. That's cool.
yeah, yeah. She does some pretty badass stuff. At one point, she like was like fighting with this deviant like in the water, and she like touched it and like changed it into a tree. You
Oh
know,
wow.
it was
So
like
she's
this like
super powerful.
mangled like animal that's like now just like a tree.
A
It's just like
tree.
crazy.
I
Yeah.
love that power of transformation. It's very cool. And I guess I guess I knew this because it was spoiled to me, but like she and I don't mind spoilers for this movie for some reason, but she turns the celestial into stone, right?
She does.
So that's
Mhm.
cool.
You
Does
know,
that drain her?
also no,
She
because
just does it
they
like she's like, "Whoa, you're a stone."
so they all kind of get together and the engineer figures out a way for them to have like a hive mind, so to speak, and
Yeah,
join
they
their
call
like
it something like the Mega
psychic
Brain or
energy,
something like that. The or
The Unimind or
the
the
Unimind. Yeah,
unimind.
yeah, that's right.
hmm but you know, to me, uh, Cersei is simply too soft-hearted. You know, like um, why she cares so much about human beings, I don't understand. That they have a larger role to play in the universe. Why she cares about that man?
They don't really go into they. You mean they don't really flesh that out in the film, or it just like kind of
No, I mean the thing is
gets
that like it's only 2 hours and 40 minutes. So you have all these characters. They just don't. They're just not developed like enough. You know. This maybe should have been a show. Um,
that would have been really neat, but again, yeah, it is pretty ambitious that it's like 11 characters that you have to kind of give an introduction to and make it meaningful. Um, but I think they could have just done like 5 and still had a good a good story. But they're all interesting. But so Cersei is Kit Harington's character's love interest. What is his
hmm,
character's name again? It's
Icarus.
no,
Mhm.
Black Knight is what they're saying online.
Is that Kid? That's Icarus. That's
No,
not Kid.
Icarus is Richard Madden.
That's who we're looking at right now next to Jimmy Chan.
Yeah, but that's not his. They're not love interests to each other, are they?
Oh well, they were married for 5,000 years,
Oh no, so the new guy, the one she
and then it
tried.
just got old.
Yeah, after 5,000 years, they.
and then he left. You know, like you know he.
Well, we'll come back to her, but let's go ahead and start talking about Icarus now. So yeah, so what's his deal?
Okay, so
Is he
he
like the Steve Rogers, like, or is he like the Tony Stark of the group, or what's his deal?
so he's like kind of physically the most powerful of them because he can shoot beams out of his eyes and he can fly and he's really strong. So he's kind of like Superman. um, but he has a darker side,
And
you know,
he's
and
compared to Superman, right? And they mentioned
mhm,
Superman in the film, which is interesting that they
mhm.
would mention a DC character in the Marvel film. But anyways, but
I
he's like,
shouldn't say he has a darker side. He's a company man.
mm.
Wait, what do you
You-
mean they mentioned Superman in the film?
In the film, someone says, "Where's your cape? Aren't you Superman?" or something like that to
A
this
boy,
guy.
a little
Yeah,
boy
a
says
little boy
that.
says that.
Yeah. He's like, "Oh, you're Superman."
Yeah,
Yeah. Uh huh. Yeah. I saw you on TV, and there was also
people were
another
making a big
DC.
deal about that on the internet, so that's the only reason I know.
There was
It's
another
like,
DC reference too. There was a reference to Alfred.
oh really? Oh
Hmm.
wow, nice.
Yeah. Hmm.
Well, maybe Disney's purchasing DC now, and so it'll just be all one big happy family. This is like Disney's little hint, you know.
You know, or maybe Chloe Zhao, who wrote and directed the film, doesn't understand the blood feud between Marvel and DC.
Yeah, maybe not.
Hmm.
But going back to Icarus for a second, this character, he betrays the other Eternals, right? Like the Eternals
Well,
decide
the
to
thing is,
save.
dude,
Oh, okay.
he's a company man.
So So what does that mean? Like, explain that a little.
I mean, does he betray them or is he a company man? Like, in his eyes, they betrayed the company.
Like, because they're supposed to not interfere with the birth of the celestial, right?
Right. And so he wants to not interfere with the birth of the celestial. Gemma Chan does.
And the celestial's birth will for sure destroy the Earth, right? It's like cracking an egg open, boom, that's it. Like
Hmm.
everything on Earth is destroyed. That's interesting.
Hmm. But
Do we
really,
get to see the celestial before it turns to stone? Like,
hmm,
does he fully emerge? No, right?
no, it partially emerged, and you should have seen like how like water was rising hundreds of feet. Like I feel like the tsunami that would have occurred as the result of it partially emerging would have killed untold millions of people.
Wow. And
Like
this guy was like, "Yeah,
See your
let's."
heroes in Eternals too, kids.
That's funny.
dude, like you know what? Like you know what? We may have survived it, but I feel like millions of people would have died.
Would have died. What? So what's the deal? So at the end of the
Oh, dude,
film,
that's probably how it's gonna change the world, dude. Like we're gonna come back to the Marvel universe, and like 3 billion people would have died from the tsunami associated with the partial emergence of the celestial.
it looks. I think my cat's trying to come into my room, but it's okay.
Let him
He'll be
in.
fine. Well, I'd have to. I'd have to. I'll let him in a second. But so at the end, he flies into the sun or something, right?
Icarus flies into the sun. Yeah.
And that's the last we see of him. He's
No.
like, okay, interesting. So then who's this
Like
guy?
he's like the company man who like fails at the job. He's like the guy who like loses the account and then like jumps out of the office window. Like that's what it felt like to me. Like he's like, oh my god, like I failed, like I failed, and so
That's
like I'm
funny.
just gonna like kill myself. But the thing about the Eternals is that like well, if you fly into the sun, maybe there's not even like dust or particles. But you know what? The sun probably can't even destroy like the cosmic energy. So like they can like be like destroyed, but like as long as there's like particles of dust or whatever, like they can like get back together and reform themselves.
Interesting, interesting. Um, who's next to him?
Gilgamesh.
Yeah, so Oh, like the Legend of Gilgamesh. His name I know, and
Mm-hmm.
Icarus. I guess I know all their names. Thena. It sounds like Athena, but so he's Gilgamesh. That's interesting. It's like
Mm-hmm.
Darmok and Tanagra.
Mm-hmm.
The Gilgamesh and Picard. That's so cool.
Gilgamesh is really strong, and his cosmic energy, like he's got like, you know, he can like hit you really hard with his fist, and he can like block stuff like this. But he's really strong, and he loves Thena. You know,
Oh, it says girl. Like,
they don't have a sexual relationship.
so it's just
Um,
platonic.
I mean,
That's
I feel like he does have romantic feelings toward her, but he just loves her, and she accepts his love, but they don't have a sexual relationship.
okay. That's cool.
Hmm.
I like that. I dig it. That is a valid kind of relationship. That's very cool. Not
Hmm.
everyone has to, I ship a lot, but we don't not everyone has to be in a relationship. All right, so Athena, we talked a little bit about your favorite character, Angelina Jolie on fire. She still has it. She's just a badass all the
But
way.
Athena has dementia, and
What? She can't remember things?
like she has this thing where all the years of memories are just like because they're kind of
That's
androids.
interesting that they go there. Wow.
All the years of memories are kind of uh like overloading her memory banks, so she's kind of dysfunctional or like not functioning well, and there are times where she will just like turn on people and like start fighting her own people. And then,
Oh,
and that's why Gilgamesh watches over her because Gilgamesh, it's like how Black Widow can like calm the Hawk. It's like that.
right, right. It's a very similar thing. So she goes berserk basically
hmm And
at
then
times,
he's like, come back to me, and he like puts out his hand, and then she'll like
and
put
then
out
she
her hand,
remembers.
and
Wow.
she'll
And you
remember.
said she's the most powerful Eternal. She's just like a badass warrior queen
She can really
type of
fucking
character.
fight, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, she can really fight now.
What's like the coolest thing she does in the movie?
Like she just does like great stuff with like acrobatics and like she's got like her like cosmic energy shield, and she's got her cosmic energy sword that can also turn into like other weapons. I don't know. She just took down some deviants. She fought with Icarus.
Did
Though
you
Icarus,
see? Do you feel like Gwen in Star Trek Prodigy's weapon is similar to her, like her style, like the weapons she creates and stuff? Because I thought there was like a vibe, like a similar vibe.
oh
Whereas,
yeah. Now that you say it, I get that vibe.
yeah. And then who's this guy at the end? That would be, hold on,
Fastos. This is
Fastos. Brian
Fastos.
Tyree Henry plays Fastos.
So he is the engineer. He is the person who is in the gay relationship, and he has
A kid.
a kid.
Who's he in a gay relationship with? That's cool. Who's his partner?
With his husband is like a regular human. He's like um this like Hispanic guy who looks to be like in his early to mid 40s.
Oh, interesting. Who plays
hmm
him? Let's see.
He's not famous.
Let's see. It says here that he is played by Haz Sleeman, Fastos' husband. So yeah, he's not famous. That's interesting.
Oh,
Um,
Haas Sleeman. Maybe he's like Israeli or something. I thought he was Hispanic, but because he's brown.
very cool. So okay, is that the first openly gay character in a Marvel movie?
Mm. I
Like with a
Haas,
husband?
yeah, probably. And this is like the first like gay kiss. It's the first sex scene in a Marvel movie.
There was a
You
gay
know.
sex scene in the Marvel
Oh
movie, or
no,
just
no.
just like a sex scene period. There was a sex scene in the movie,
Cersei
and Kit Harington.
Cersei and
Not
um.
this guy, the other.
Oh, what happened to Starfleet Boy? Oh, I guess this shit crashed.
Oh damn! I was about to. Yeah,
I hit
craziness.
the wrong button. Did like everything went away, right? Like that was so gnarly.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me
Hmm.
share my screen again. Yeah, that was like not on purpose. Sorry. I gotta turn that feature off in settings.
Cersei and Icarus had a love scene, and the director Chloe Zhao, she says, "Oh, like I took inspiration from The Notebook for like this scene," and I was like, "Isn't that some bullshit?" I knew this shit was like a fucking Lifetime movie, with a few action scenes. I said, "This fucking bullshit." Oh, I took it from The Notebook. I never saw the damn Notebook. I don't want to see the damn Notebook.
You've never seen Notebook?
No, I never seen Notebook, dude.
Interesting.
I'm action adventure sci-fi fantasy.
I love that you're very sure. That's cool. Hold on, I
hmm
gotta turn off this scroll thing. Damn it. Where is it? More gestures. Swipe between pages off. Swipe between full screen apps off. Okay, that's good.
And they had sex on a beach. There was no blanket or towel under them, and I was like, "Oh my god, girl! Like, oh my god!"
You don't remember the famous movie from the 50s where the couple have sex on the beach with the water crashing over them and it's just in the sand?
Well, from here to eternity or something like that. Is that what you're
Yeah,
talking
here
about?
to eternity. That's it. Yeah, you guys have never frolicked in the sand. You need a towel, Braxton,
I keep a towel in my
for
car at all
beach
times.
for beach boy feet.
I mean, I
Like
feel like she would get like sand in her pussy.
Yeah.
that could happen. That's true. But like sand washes out. It's not a big deal. I feel like
I don't
like
like sand.
it's
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 rough.
it's rough and coarse. Can you guys make it show while I go get a refill on my drink here?
Chaka's waiting for us to
Sure.
not talk about Eternals anymore.
Oh, is he? Okay, we
Look in
could tell.
Facebook. Watch
Tell
him
him he
look on
can come
Facebook.
on. Tell him he can come on.
I already
I'll
told him
make
I'll
it.
let him know when
All
you're
right, cool. Yeah, let him
done
know.
eternally talking about Eternals.
This was like, we're gonna talk about it when Fathery gets here again too. But I feel like that was a really. I don't think I need
Oh,
Fathery's
father, he's
opinion.
not gonna get here. It's like 3 in the morning.
Yeah, it's true. We probably won't be here. But Braxton, that was a really. You answered all my questions about Eternals, and I know you're not as hype about it, but now I'm more hyped to go see it. I feel like you sold it to me. I'm like definitely gonna go see it. I might go see it tomorrow.
Dude, the CG is really good, dude. Like the acting is very good.
But
I
the
just thought the
characters seem
story was weird.
interesting. I do think I'm worried from what you said that the film,
We're
even
like
though
the
it's
mirror. We're
almost
like the mirrorverse version of each other. You got
what?
you got more hyped.
And now you're like less
And
hyped.
on
It's weird.
everything, I'm just like, oh my god, this movie sounds so fucking boring.
Oh,
It's like Avengers tier, upper tier now. Like, oh, new Avengers with a fast guy and this guy. And I'm like, oh my god,
no!
who the
Audience
fuck cares?
propose a topic for Ruben and Braxton to keep the show going while I go get a refill and hit the restroom and everything, and while I ponder Eternals some more. Unless you guys have a topic already that you want to talk about, we gotta wait for Foundation for when I come back. Braxton, you're not watching Foundation, right?
No, I'm not watching Foundation.
Yeah, we gotta wait for Foundation.
La Fundación. Esta noche en La Fundación.
La Fundación. All right, so I will be back. Make it show. This time we'll put Braxton in charge because he's here not as often as you are, Ruben.
And he'll actually do stuff, and I won't. So, Braxton, you ultimately didn't really like the movie, right?
So
Like it was whatever, it was average.
so I would give it a 6 out of 10. I would give it a 6 out of 10. Oh, Blue is asking a favorite 80s show. Ruben, do you have a favorite 80s show?
I don't really have favorite anything.
Is Full House an 80s show? No, that's a 90s show.
That's did it start? It might have started in the late '80s.
Hmm.
Star Trek TNG started in the late '80s, so I could just say TNG.
But in the 80s, like I mean, I was a kid, so the thing is, like in the 80s, I feel like my favorite shows probably would have been like cartoons. Like I feel like my favorite show in like the 80s was
I
like
mean, growing up, I loved Knight Rider. That was one of my favorites. I used to love Knight Rider.
dude, like Magnum PI, Knight Rider, dude.
Fucking
Like
18.
like Airwolf, 18. Ooh, which of those shows do you think was the best?
I mean, I love Knight Rider because I love the whole car and dude solving crimes. But I also love A-Team, so it's got to be one of those two, I think. I guess I'll go with Knight Rider if I had to pick between those two. Magnum PI, I don't know, I never got into it. Even though I saw a lot of it, though.
Really?
I mean, I never was into it as much as, like, I just loved Knight Rider so much because I loved the car and the whole, like, fucking technology of the car and whatever.
So you would rather watch Knight Rider than like Murder She Wrote?
No, I love Murder She Wrote.
Murder She Wrote was so fucking good,
Murder
dude.
She Wrote.
Really?
I actually wrote down an idea for not a reboot, but like a sequel. Sequel series with her like granddaughter moving back into her house in Cabot Cove, and then finding out that there was one mystery that Jessica Fletcher never solved, so the granddaughter decides to solve it, and then it kind of like it's just a whole new little adventure, 10-episode Netflix series. Yeah, I love Murder She Wrote. Murder She Wrote's an amazing show,
dude.
And it still
love
holds up.
that idea.
Yeah, I think it would actually work really well. I just don't know who the fuck to pitch it to. One day, I'll get there. I'll get there one day when I'm showrunner.
You know, um gosh, the movie Beauty and the Beast. Angela Lansbury is the voice
The
of like
cup, right?
the cup, you know,
Yeah.
and I love like her version of that song. Tale as old as time. Oh man, that is so beautiful, dude. Wow, Angela Lansbury.
I'm a big Beauty and the Beast fan.
Are you?
Yeah, I like early '90s Disney animated.
Dude, Beauty and the Beast was so good, dude. You know,
Beauty and the
did you enjoy
Beast. I
live action?
was. Oh, the Emma Watson one.
Hmm.
No, I turned it off like halfway.
Did you
Uh,
like live action Cinderella?
I didn't see that one.
Oh,
I've only
really?
seen the live action ones. I've only seen Beauty and the Beast.
Dude, so live action Cinderella is actually one of my favorite movies
Wait,
to
is
watch,
that the
dude.
one on Amazon? No, what's the one on Amazon with like Carmilla Cabello?
Oh, it's not that one.
Oh, okay.
Mm-mm. This one was made in 2016. And it has the girl from Downton Abbey, the girl who played Lady Rose. Um, oh, oh, the dude who is playing Icarus in Eternals is the Prince Charming in the live action Cinderella.
Well, I don't remember this movie even happening.
Oh, dude, you have got to watch live
Kenneth
action
Branagh
Cinderella.
directed it.
Dude, you have got to watch it, dude. It is
Lily James Cable.
absolutely enchanting.
I
So
don't
good,
know.
dude.
That's crazy. I have no memory of this movie ever coming out.
So, dude,
I mean, I don't really pay attention to Disney movies, but
mhm.
it
But
was like,
I think live action Cinderella was the first of the live action Disney remakes. I believe it's the first. Yeah, it's real good, dude. You should check it out.
I'll mark it down for like 2025.
Mm, mm. I mean, hey, dude, it's like a 90-minute watch. You know the story. Like it goes pretty fast. It's a good. It's good, dude. I feel like it's well acted. You know, it's like a good take on Cinderella. Um, the young lady who plays Cinderella, um, like she
Lily
is
James, you
believable.
said?
Lily James. You know, like Cinderella is just so nice. She is such a nice girl and such a person of character. You know. Um, oh, the Kate Blanchett plays the wicked stepmother. Oh, dude, she's so mean. She's so mean to that girl, dude. Oh, it's so good, dude. I think you like it.
Blue's renting the Cinderella now.
Yeah, Blue. I think you're gonna like it, dude. My two dads.
My two dads. I liked my two dads. It was a shame what happened to the actress.
What happened to the actress?
She was murdered by like a fan. She was shot. I believe she was shot like on her doorstep.
Really?
Yeah, I remember like I was like 12 maybe when it happened or something. And seeing it like on Entertainment Tonight or something, and I was just like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" Yeah, yeah, she was
Wow. So I don't remember what the setup was for my two dads.
these two guys who banged the same girl, and they don't know which one's the dad. If I remember correctly, I
Oh,
may be misremembering but I know for some reason they both think they're the girl's dad, and so they're both taking care of her. And that's it. I don't know if they ever find out who the real dad is. I think that was kind of the thing of the show. They were always trying to.
my two dads, actress killed. Dude,
Yeah, it
I
was
can't.
pretty crazy story.
Dude, I can't find it, dude. Like, so the debut of the young actress. So I was just looking at this article that says Stacey Keenan today, age, career as a lawyer, and death rumors. Maybe what
Oh, is it not true? No way, but it was on the day tonight.
because it's
Or am I thinking of another actress?
What happened? Dude, I have no idea. I have no idea. And we'll have to like research it like at some point later so we don't like, you know, have Blue like drop off. Dude, there were a lot of good 80s TV shows. Did Roseanne start in the 80s? I think Roseanne started in the 80s.
Probably late 80s, maybe like 88,
Mhm.
89,
Dude,
90.
the Arsenio Hall show was on in the 80s, dude. Like my mom used to love watching the Arsenio Hall show.
Oh, I loved Arsenio Hall. I used to love Arsenio Hall. I used to fucking watch that shit all the time.
Dude, like I remember like in the 80s, dude, like I remember like how bad I wanted a Jerry curl. Like everybody like on TV.
You wanted a Jerry curl? Did you ever get one?
No, because the thing is I was too young to have a Jerry curl. And then by the
because it would ruin
time
your hair.
Oh, wait,
Right?
okay. So I was confusing her with Rebecca Schaefer, who was another actress on a CBS show called My Sister Sam
mm,
around the same time.
Mm.
She's the one that got shot by
By
a
the
fan
fan.
who was obsessed with her.
mhm.
Sorry. I just put in 80s TV actress killed. She's dead. I'm like, that's the one.
Prostitute
She was
found
21
slain.
and a 19-year-old obsessed fan shot her.
Dang.
Those are prostitute found slain. You know, like there's this song called "Brenda's Got a Baby" by Tupac, and it's about this girl Brenda who like grows up in a tough neighborhood. That she starts selling drugs. That she starts prostituting after she gets on drugs. And like the last like lyrics to the song is "prostitute found slain" and Brenda's her name. You know, it's like, oh wow, prostitute found slain. Like damn, it's so powerful.
Tupac
That
was
is
the man.
powerful. I used to love My Two Dads. It was a great track. I think I still remember the theme song. I think we've sung it on Starfleet Boy After Dark before.
My two dads, they're totally
Yeah,
not gay.
you can count
Count
on me. No matter what you do, you can count on me. No matter what you say, da, 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 I'll be right behind. No one loves you more than I do. Put your hand in mine. That's how it went. Something like that. I don't
Dude, I love it.
remember.
Greg Evigan and Paul Reiser.
Love it.
Yeah, that's Greg Evigan, who I think probably woke up my celestial gene or my eternal gay genes when I was watching this in the 80s. And then I forgot Paul Reiser's the other dad, who goes on to be super famous for Mad About You.
Being the villain in Aliens, too.
Oh, and that too. Yeah, it's true. He was really good as that. Mad About You. Did you guys watch Mad About You? Was that an 80s show? Seinfeld was
That
an
was
80s show.
90s. Mad About You was 90s. It was Helen Hunt and Paul
Was
Reiser.
Seinfeld also 90s, or did it start
Yeah,
in the 80s?
90s.
Oh, no. Oh, wow. That's really funny. Mad About You was a spin-off of Seinfeld, though.
Was it? I don't remember.
Yeah, because Paul Reiser's character used to live in the same building as Jerry.
Huh.
Kramer is in like episode 2. He
I
goes
never
back to his
watched
old
Mad About
building till he has to give up his old apartment, and Kramer lives in it.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
so like I guess when he moved out, Kramer moved in, and I guess across the way is Jerry's apartment. So that's like the story of how Mad About You connects to Seinfeld, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, that doesn't have anything to do with this show.
Oh wow.
But yeah. That was funny. Blue wants to know, do you guys believe Tupac is still alive? I think he's still alive.
I mean, I have to believe it. He's in my house right now.
Why does Blue believe that Tupac is still alive?
No, I think, I don't know, Blue, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're referencing, like, you know how people think Elvis is still alive? There's like a bunch of people that think Tupac is like that he didn't really die, that he's still alive.
He faked his death so he could just live in peace.
So he could live in peace, yeah, to get away from all the craziness, but who really knows? Oh, look, we have PJ here. Yay.
Hey,
hold
PJ, how are you?
It's snowing. Look.
Look at
Oh my
that.
God. Is it really?
Yeah, look at that. Whoa.
Oh wow! Oh my
Cool.
gosh, PJ, you're living in the ice cold tundra, the freezing cold tundra.
Okay, you can take me off full screen.
Oh, okay. I thought...
I just popped in to say I fell asleep. I'll be in like a few minutes.
Oh, cool. All right. We'll see you soon. All right,
All right,
man. Bye.
He
dude,
fell
Eternals
asleep.
was
Wasn't
just
he
that
watching
good.
Eternal?
What's that?
He fell asleep watching Eternals?
No, he fell asleep like waiting for the show to go on.
Oh, he
It's
waited for
okay. That's
Eternals
all
to
right.
be good. Just kidding.
Ruben, I think you should watch Star Trek Prodigy.
I almost did. I had it queued up on my bootleg thing, and then I never hit start.
You gotta hit start. You gotta watch the first 3 episodes. Braxton, have we gotten your thoughts on the air yet about Star Trek Prodigy?
So are
um,
we done with Eternals, or are
Yeah,
we
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
keep talking
yeah.
about Eternals?
I thought you told Chaka. Yeah, we're done.
No,
with...
I haven't because we were still.
I
Kinda
feel
talking
like PJ's gonna say something about it. Well, he doesn't want to know anything. Chaka doesn't want to know anything about
I don't know.
Eternals.
I guess
Here,
not.
let me go in
dude,
the chat.
PJ is gonna want to talk so much Eternals.
You think so? You think that's gonna happen? Hold on. Let me
Oh,
go.
he's gonna talk. He wants to talk so much Eternals.
Let me see what chat. Let me ask Chaka here. Hold on. When PJ comes on, we'll let him know we already talked about the Eternals. But at some point, Father's gonna come on.
Prodigy. I'll try to watch the first Prodigy because I give one episode of Star Trek, every Star Trek show, a chance.
Is that your cat, Braxton? It doesn't look like your cat. One of your cats.
It looks like a meme cat.
It's a meme cat, right? Like, what's up with the eyes? It's crazy.
I was gonna ask you if it was too violent for Starfleet Boy After Dark.
Oh, I see what's going on.
Oh, it's a cat.
It's okay, no, it's cool. You know, Starfleet Boy After Dark is one of those shows that's like super. There's very few lines. I do drop the rules every now and then, like, and we generally try our best to stay away from politics. It does come up sometimes, or maybe a lot of times, or like sometimes people think something's politics when it's just like news. A lot of things turn into politics, but in general, we try to stay away from political discussion. This is not like a politics.
And that's a really good idea.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I mean, everyone here has perhaps different ideas of what makes society work. So the most productive place for that is to do it in like the way you vote and do your civic duty if you want to. Talking about it here on Starfleet Boy After Dark is not going to change.
You keep company with Republicans, Starfleet Boy.
Did you see? Look at Chaka's comment in the
even Marvel says don't talk about spoilers until 3 weeks after any movie release. Is that true? Is that why we have like the most viewers? Like we have like 12 viewers watching because they all want to know spoilers.
Dude, so here's the thing.
We're saving him 2.5 hours.
I had to fucking go to work today. You know what I did? I cut my workout short just so I could go to Eternals. You know what, dude? Man, the dude's got to fucking make the sacrifice. It's like, hey, you know what? I wanna talk. Like I remember I saw a movie like one night. And then, like, I went to this restaurant, and I was like talking about the movie with the bartender, and this woman beside me, she said, "Oh, like, I don't want to hear spoilers." I said, "Bitch, shut the fuck up."
You actually said that to her?
Yeah, I was drunk. I said it. I had had like 4 or 5 drinks. I said, you could have been to the movies just like me. I said, if you don't want to hear it, then you need to leave like my space. It's like, hey,
bitch, shut the fuck up. I love that.
That's just what I think, dude. Mm-hmm.
I like it. I can't wait to hang out with you in person at Star Trek Mission Chicago, and we go out drinking and having a good time. It's gonna be cool. Do you think we should try to do a Starfleet Boy After Dark from Chicago? Do you think it's possible?
Oh my gosh, we should do 2. We should do one on Friday night, and then we should also
do it on Saturday night too.
No, I think we should do one on Sunday night, because I feel like on Saturday night we're gonna go out and drink and party.
That's true.
But on Sunday night, like as like the exhibition is closing, just like talk about our experience and do like a wrap up of the events. That would be totally cool.
That would be cool. Ruben, if you show up in Chicago, you could bunk in any of our rooms. Mine mine obviously. I think I paid the $20 fee to have the cart, the little rollout cart. Well, I
No,
didn't
I'm
pay.
snuggling
I'm
with
not
you.
gonna tell that
If we're
story
sleeping
now.
in the same room, we're snuggling.
What's that?
I said if we're sleeping in the same room, we're snuggling.
Well, you're very
It's cold in
snuggable.
Chicago.
You're very snuggable. You're very soft. I remember you being soft. I used to lay on you. Remember when we were kids?
I am
I used to
very
lay on
jelly-like.
Ruben. Like I would just like
Oh,
snuggle up
Ruben,
and fall asleep on him like a little kid, like a little kitten.
Ruben the pillow.
uh, Star Trek Prodigy has a lot of promise. The third episode especially. I just think that like I think that you'll vibe with it because so far it hasn't broken any Star Trek rules. I'm very curious to see what you're gonna think of it.
Is Ruben on T-Mobile?
Ruben, are you on T-Mobile?
Huh?
Oh, Ruben, you know that Paramount Plus is free for a year for T-Mobile subscribers. Uh, it's the T-Mobile Tuesday offering on November 9th. So you can get Paramount Plus, that $4.99 tier, that just has the commercials for a whole year. Dude, you should do it just so you can watch all the fucking Star Trek, dude.
It's true. You should do it.
No.
It's free for a year.
That's
Why
good.
wouldn't you do it? Get the Paramount Plus.
That's all right.
Wow.
Ruben, that's crazy. You won't take the free
He
Paramount Plus?
He won't do it.
There's
He won't do
nothing
it.
I want to watch on there.
Dude, you can watch Discovery.
There's
Like,
nothing
not-
you want to watch.
Which is not something I don't want to watch.
Ruben, there's nothing you want to watch.
Ruben, you don't want to watch Lower Decks?
No.
Picard! You don't want to watch Picard?
I saw the first episode. That was enough.
You don't want to see Seven of Nine kick some ass?
No.
You know, she said, bitch, you killed my son. And then she fired the weapon and it just like disintegrated her.
And then she spent 8 episodes doing nothing. Being a waste of character. Being one of many waste of characters on a waste of character show.
She kicked somebody else's ass too. She kicked that woman down the elevator shaft, dude. The
She
bad
did.
woman.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah, the
some
one
of
she
them-
had basically no actual story connection with. And they were just fighting for the sake of a fucking cat fight.
Oh, come on.
That show is so bad. That
It's
show
not
is
bad at
so
all.
fucking
It's
bad.
So good. It's so good.
So
Parentheses
bad.
Eye is here and says, "Greetings, everyone. The new Twilight Zone series is also on Paramount Plus.
Yeah, I saw the
I
first
never
season
got
of that.
through it. Is the first season good?
I liked the first season. It was fine. I mean, it's no Twilight Zone. It's okay.
Mhm.
I didn't make it through the show. I have to go back to it and try again.
I think they have a second season, right?
I think
Because when I had Paramount Plus to watch Picard, I watched that.
PE, we were talking about Eternals. We're also talking about Foundation. If you've seen Foundation, Star Trek, and anything else you want to talk about.
And me
Blue-
refusing to get a free Paramount Plus
Yeah,
subscription.
Blue earlier was asking us what our favorite 80s TV shows were, and I think Ruben said
I mean, I don't really have one, but I guess Knight Rider.
Knight
if I had to pick
Rider,
one,
and
I'd
then
say
Braxton,
Knight
what
Rider.
was yours
Oh, dude, I
Yeah.
can't.
from the
I
80s you
couldn't-
hadn't picked?
I couldn't decide. Like I was asking Ruben, like which is better, like Knight Rider or Murder She Wrote.
I'm just gonna throw this out
Because the
here.
Murder She Wrote ran into the 90s, too, so it's kind of both. It ran
I
for
don't
a
know how
long
anyone
time.
will react to this, but my favorite 80s television show was Buck Rogers. It only lasted 2 seasons, I feel like, but
Okay.
right, because there's nothing Star Trek on in the 80s. Oh wait, no, TNG started in the
TNG
80s, so that would have to be.
87.
All right, not including Star Trek. Buck Rogers would have to be my favorite because I remember loving that show. It's such a good show. Buck Rogers. Yeah, that's right. PE also says, I saw the new Foundation episode today, but I still have not seen Eternals yet. I love the new Foundation episode. Okay, well, don't worry. We already talked about Eternals, and I think Chaka's coming on, and we're definitely not going to talk about Eternals because he doesn't want any spoilers when he comes on. But let's move on to Foundations. Braxton,
Wait,
do you
one more
mind?
thing. Braxton, you said that's on Tuesday, the T-Mobile thing?
T-Mobile, yep.
Because the funniest part about that all is, even if I told you today that I'll get it,
Mhm.
by Tuesday I'll totally forget. that you told me that, and then it'll be Wednesday, and I'll be like, "Oh shit, that thing was on Tuesday, wasn't it?"
Dude, put it in your phone because the thing is, you have to download the T-Mobile Tuesdays app, and like they have like a thing every Tuesday. Sometimes
Yeah, I
it's
used to
like,
have it on my old phone, but I haven't done it on my new phone
oh,
since I
you got a
switched
new
last.
phone?
Last year I got a new phone.
Okay.
By the way, free advertising for T-Mobile. I'm also on T-Mobile. I used to be on Sprint, and
Oh,
and
Starfleet, boy, you on T-Mobile? Oh, I'm sorry. I should have I should have said, are you on T-Mobile? I thought you told me you were on AT&T.
no, I was on Sprint before, and then Sprint got turned into um, T-Mobile. So c'est la vie. That's what happened. A friend of mine just texted me and reminded me that maybe Mr. Belvedere was my favorite TV show.
Ooh, maybe Different Strokes.
Oh, Different Strokes
Different
was really
Strokes is
good
awesome.
too. That's right. There's so many
Mm.
good
Ooh, maybe
shows.
Silver Spoon.
Growing Pains.
Oh, I love that show. I love the theme song, The Silver Spoons too. Growing Pains was the '80s. Yeah, it's too
Ooh,
hard. You're right. It's so hard.
what about Nell? Like
Now.
Nell Carter, dude.
Nell
Oh,
Carter.
what was that show? Give me a break. Give
Give
me
me a
a
break, yeah.
break. I sure do.
With Joey
Deserve
Lawrence.
what. Yeah, Joey Lawrence was that show.
Punky Brewster.
Do you remember the
Oh,
theme
Funky
song?
Brewster. Oh my
Saved by the
god.
Bell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There's so many good
There's
shows.
too many
dude.
good shows in the '80s. Did the '80s have the best sitcoms? Like, was it mostly sitcoms?
I mean, it was the
feel like
golden
it was,
age of like the sitcom.
Yeah,
of the
it
sitcom.
was.
And now
They
we're in the
wanted-
golden age of sci-fi on TV, right? Like I would say that the sci-fi dominates
Now
TV
it's
right now.
now it's just streaming, so there's just everything.
Oh, Geek and
A
Review
lot of
says
everything.
Quantum Leap started in '88, so Quantum Leap's a
Really,
damn
that
good
late?
show too. There's just Knight Rider. I mean, you did. There's
the
too
very,
many.
very sexy Scott Bakula.
Blue, it's true. Blue, your question is unanswerable. I'm afraid. It is not. It is not easy to answer this question. PE does say I was a huge fan of Knight Rider in the '80s. Who was it? I mean, that was a badass show. Do you think that'll ever come back?
Oh, I'm sure.
There has been
They've tried
two
rebooting
Knight
it a bunch
Rider
of times.
shows.
Yeah, there was Knight Rider 2000. There was Knight Rider Team Knight Rider. There was TV movie of Knight Rider. There was another TV show with I think they used a Mustang in that one.
Yeah,
My friend also texted me Golden Girls, which oh my gosh, it's like
Golden
an
Girls is
epic
amazing.
'80s show. Like that's the show that's like permeated throughout society. Like Golden Girls is a meme. It's especially in the gay community. I feel like Braxton Wright is having cheesecake and watching Golden Girls. Is that like a thing, like a gay thing? I don't know.
Do the gays eat cheesecake?
I do, yeah.
Do the gays eat cheesecake?
Maybe it's just me. Do
'Cause
the
I-
gays? Do we
'cause I-
gays?
I was feeling like the gays don't eat that much cheesecake.
Do you eat cheesecake? When we're in Chicago, we're gonna have Chicago style cheesecake together with champagne.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
It does, right? And we could feed each other like on camera.
Ooh, dude, are we gonna get cherries on top of the
Yes,
cheesecake, dude?
cherries with the sauce.
Ooh, dude. Ooh,
with
dude.
or raspberries. Have you ever had raspberries on cheesecake? Because that's good too.
Ooh, I think I would prefer the cherries. The cherries
cherries.
or strawberries and whipped cream.
And fresh whipped cream. It has to be like not like from the spouty thing. It has to be like whipped by like a French person, like really good, and then they lop it onto your cheesecake. It has to be that good.
Dude, I have the munchies now, dude.
Well, that's fine. PE says, instead of the Emperor has no clothes, this week's episode taught us that the Emperor has no soul. That's a really good way to sum up Foundation. Braxton, what do you know about Foundation other than it's what you put on your face when you're doing makeup?
You know, the only thing that I know about Foundation is what Geek and Review has told me about it. And, you know, and what you guys have told me about it, too. But yeah, I just haven't taken the time to watch it. Like, you know,
which,
really,
by the way, quick shout out: Geek and Review puts out reviews of Foundation on his channel, so go check it out. Geek and Review. He does them. I think he just put one out today for the latest episode, if I'm not mistaken. So check those out. But anyways, carry on. So, what has Geek and Review told you about Foundation?
Oh no, he was telling me about Brother Day, Brother Dawn, and Brother Dusk.
Yeah, and this episode talks like gives the new level to Brother Day. I thought he was pretty interesting in this episode. He just when I had him pegged, he subverted my expectations a little bit, and then the end is terribly sad and kind of like like poignant, I guess. But a lot happens in this episode. Ruben, are you satisfied with this as a follow up to last week?
It's an interesting show because every week there's one. There's usually 3 storylines in a given episode, maybe 2 or 3, right? Like this one had 3. This one had a little bit of Gale, a little bit of Warden, and a little bit of Brother Day.
Gail is the girl.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the main girl from the first episode.
Yeah, who's on the ship with the hologram.
Yeah, and by the way,
I'm a gay guy, but I go crazy for a real pretty, skinny actress, and I think that young lady is such a beautiful actress. I want to watch the show.
The one that plays
good.
Gale, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you should watch it then.
Yeah, she's really pretty, and so Warden too. I don't know something about the Warden.
I also really like Zendaya.
Her attitude and just her look and her badassness. Cool. Yeah, so it's interesting. The show, there are certain stories, like the Gale storyline, I find really uninteresting for the most part. But I love Warden, and I love anything.
And by Warden, you're talking about Salvor.
Salvo, yeah. And I love anything to do with the Empire people, any of them. I don't care. I can watch the whole show could be about them for all I care.
It is a weird thing, yeah. But, it's pretty cool.
So,
by the way,
I love this episode. I thought it was really cool. I mean, I'm getting a little annoyed that we might not see the Invictus do what I want to see the Invictus do.
Roxanne Dawson
from pissed off, but that's okay.
From Voyager.
Star Trek Voyager's Roxanne Dawson.
Oh, nice.
Not only did she direct this episode, she directed the very first episode. We forgot to mention it when we talked about the first episode.
Oh wow, she's that big time, Belana Torres.
Belana Torres.
Put the name to. I never. It's funny because I saw the name, but I never made the connection that it was the same. That's really cool. She
has 58 directorial credits under her belt,
wow.
So she's quite a director. She's done 2 episodes of Penny Dreadful, This Is Us, which I've never seen, but my sister and my mom love that show. She did 1 episode of The Morning Show, which PJ praises.
Apple TV show.
Yeah, on Apple TV. So she's directing for Apple TV, which is exciting. Apple TV.
Finally, I had to finally decide whether I was going to renew my Apple TV subscription. My 1 year free was up 2 days ago, and I was like, "Yes, please."
That's funny.
Give me more, Daddy Apple. Give me more.
She hasn't done. What's interesting about her is she hasn't done like a show where she directs like a ton. She always directs like no more than maybe 1 to 3 episodes in all of her shows.
That's fairly typical on TV.
That is typical. Okay, cool.
Yeah, you don't really find many shows directed by one person throughout the whole season.
Throughout the whole season, I feel like The Mandalorian had like some people that returned a lot, but she did 2 episodes of Star Trek Voyager. Also, do you know which 2 episodes of Star Trek Voyager she did, guys? Do you know, or do you want to guess?
I'm gonna guess the one where Alana goes to with the Klingons to Klingon L or whatever it is.
Is that called Blink of an Eye? Is that the one called Blink of an Eye? Season 6, episode 12.
Doesn't she see her mother on that on the ship to Stovacor?
Stovacor, that's the one.
I don't know. Yeah, and then the other one she did was Scorpion, which is a very good episode. Season 3, episode 26. Scorpion. Yeah. So she directed those 2 episodes of Voyager.
Something that I really don't.
Was a cool episode.
What was that one?
That was the one where the USS Voyager approaches a planet rotating 58 times per minute, and while investigating, the ship enters a gravimetric gradient, pulling it into a geosynchronous orbit in which the crew become trapped. On the planet, a native is then seen preparing an altar. Just then, an earthquake occurs, and the native sees a new star in the sky, which is Voyager. That's the one where they affect the evolution of a planet.
Well, I haven't gotten to season 6 yet, so yeah.
It's really good. It's really cool.
That is good, because then the person come aboard the ship, and then by the time they get back, everybody has died.
They eventually, because the planet's evolving faster than Voyager.
Yeah.
And they're always looking at Voyager as this thing in the sky. Mm-hmm. And then eventually they send a spaceship up. They evolve to the point where they create their own space travel.
Yeah.
And they reach Voyager.
Uh-huh.
That's a really cool episode.
Apparently, I was wrong about her 1 to 2. It is correct for the most part. She defied it one time, which is she did 10 episodes, directed 10 episodes of Star Trek Enterprise. So she's all over
Nice.
Enterprise, which is
Roxanne
cool.
Dawson.
Yeah, Roxanne Dawson.
Nice.
She made
And
some shitty
and she,
episodes.
oh, and I was
10
wrong
over
again.
four seasons that show had.
She did 12 episodes of Crossing Jordan and 8 episodes of Cold Case. I don't know those shows, but so
I
she's
wonder.
she's broken her little streak. But for the most part, as Ruben said, it looks
Well,
like it's typical for her to do
No, and
2
if
to
you
3
think about it
episodes.
again, Enterprise had 80,
4
90
seasons.
episodes.
Yeah, it's true.
So
Really?
4 seasons, right? So 20
Yeah.
episodes. Roughly.
Who directed the episode where the person was rubbing T'Pol down with the oils?
That's like one of the that happens a lot. I feel like. I was just reminded of another 80s TV show, Alf, which I love too. There's too many good 80s TV shows.
Alf
Alf
is supposed to have a new one
A
coming
new-
to Peacock.
Did they give like a little sneak peek of that?
No, I haven't seen anything about it.
More on Foundation. PE says that scene at the end of the episode between that android woman and the woman who wanted to become the new head of the Luminous
Oh, yeah,
religion
it was
was
amazing.
incredibly well acted. Yes, that was a really powerful scene, and I was so struck when she's like, well, how are you gonna do it? And she's like, it's already done. You've been touching my skin and it's been secreting a freaking poison.
No, it was amazing.
It's like whole
That
time.
whole scene was
that
just-
whole scene was really
It was
beautiful.
just like, yes.
Braxton, there's this chick on there's this woman on the show
Fucking
who's an
sexist.
android, and she's 11,000 years old,
Mhm.
and she's programmed to completely obey the emperor, so she can never disobey the emperor, but she has these like religious beliefs that the emperor mocks basically all the time. Like he doesn't really care for it very much.
The
Like, he's-
android has religious beliefs.
yeah, the android has religious beliefs. It's very interesting. It's cool because Asimov, who's the writer of Foundation, later goes on to do like robot stuff.
iRobot.
Yeah, robot
The 3 laws
visions.
of- 3
Yeah,
laws of
like things like
robotics.
that. Like he's very influential in that sense, and so it's cool because like the books never really melded it, but the show does a good job of like kind of bringing things from Asimov's other works to kind of like update the vision, if you will, and it's done really well. I was very impressed by her character in this last episode. Hey PJ, what's up?
Hello. How are you?
Jig.
Good, good.
I'm
welcome.
fine. I am not robot.
PE said we're talking about Foundation. I don't know if
And
you're
so
caught
what the
up on
fuck's Hugo
Foundation.
gonna do on the? Just like hanging out on that, like on that asteroid or whatever.
Oh yeah, we don't know what
I
happened.
hope he lives. I like him.
Yeah, he's a cool character. I also get the impression that the android woman is going to snap and kill the emperor or something. Oh, that could she has that vibe, right? Like she has the vibe. PJ, are you caught up on Foundation by any chance? Do you watch it?
No, I am not. I did, however, watch half of the movie Finch on Apple TV Plus.
Oh, is that why you're? Is this an
Oh.
impression of the robot from
Yeah, the
Finch?
Tom Hanks movie.
That's so
Yeah.
cool. The name of the character is Demerzel. I forgot to, which kind of sounds like
Demerzel is old.
like Mademoiselle. And then PE says, I love the concept of a devoutly religious android. Tell us a little bit of, you only watch half of Finch. Are you going to finish it?
Probably not.
It's not good. It's not good. That's crazy. I watch every Tom Hanks movie. I feel like I have to watch it.
No, I watched half. I got bored. I like the robot. The robot's funny. And he has that weird, like, digital voice from, like, the 80s. It's like... Has anybody seen it? Nobody knows what I'm talking about?
Oh, I've
Yeah,
seen
it-
like the trailer or whatever.
The concept is it's Tom Hanks is alone with his dog in a post-apocalyptic world. It's apparently caused
What's
by
the
gamma
what's-
radiations.
Like what? How does that? Like what is that? Is that something that can happen now? Like all of a sudden? Like is it plausible or what's the deal? Like
I have no idea.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah, it's possible.
It's sort of like a solar flare, but just way worse.
Yeah,
But way
And that
less
could-
likely.
that can happen.
gamma rays destroyed the Earth pretty much.
Yeah, solar flares happen all the time. It's just they haven't happened in the right direction to fuck us up. I mean, not to fuck us up. They won't like burst, scorch the earth, but they'll like knock out electronic equipment and stuff like that. It's possible.
The visual effects in the movie, the robot that he builds to help him and his dog, basically, it's all about like moving away from the storm. There's other people in the movie. I haven't met them yet, but it feels like a Last Man on Earth kind of deal. It's not an adaptation of The Last Man on Earth, but it feels like that.
And it's David S. Pumpkins.
David S.
David
Pumpkins.
S. Pumpkins. Yeah.
Is Finch.
Is Finch.
But the CGI on the robot, it's actually played by an actor, doing the motion capture.
Okay. I was gonna say.
And I'm sure there's practical shots in there here and there, but man, it is so photorealistic. Like I'm looking at it, looking for the flaws, or the fakeness of it. I couldn't find it at all. Like it just looks so real.
Because that movie, Mother, did you ever see that? I think it was Mother.
Yeah, I did see that movie.
That movie used like a guy in a suit kind of thing. It was pretty interesting.
Mother?
They did
Yeah, you didn't see Mother?
with the
With
robot.
Jennifer Lawrence?
Yes, that's the one.
No.
No,
I
it's
think
not?
I have the name
That's
wrong.
the one.
It's a Netflix movie about with Hillary. I believe it's
Hilary
Oh,
Swank.
yes.
You
Yeah.
you got
with
it
the
wrong.
robot raising children or whatever. I Am Mother.
No, I think it's called I Am Mother, yeah.
Because Mother with the
Hillary
exclamation mark.
Swank
Yeah.
Netflix movie.
It is I Am Mother. They should just called it I Mother. I guess Apple wouldn't like that.
But the way they did the robot in that movie was pretty cool.
I am Mother. I am here to take care of you.
I like Robot PJ.
Thank you.
Robo PJ.
Geek in Review says, why do you think what happens during the space jump is so important? Like, do you mean with Gale, or just in general, like what happens during a space jump is important?
I think it's some sort of like almost like with 2001, like you're seeing beyond like what you're supposed to be seeing. Excuse me.
Right, like it's incomprehensible, except to
You're getting
spacers.
some sort of enlightenment or something. You're seeing heaven or something, sort of thing.
Ooh, baby, don't you know what that?
Because she's like looking like there's theories of black holes being like we're living on like the hologram projected on the edge of a black hole, and so if you think about things like that, she could have seen like the information of the universe kind of,
and that's
My
why she can
God.
see. That's why she can kind of like.
Is that Hillary Swank?
and now she
Yeah.
can see the future and stuff like that.
Hillary Swank is in Foundation?
No,
No,
this
no,
is
that's
this
I
is
Am
different. I Am Mother, yeah. Sorry, we're all over the place for a second there.
Hello, Mother. Speaking of that show, remember that show we used to watch?
Mother, it was called Raised by Wolves.
Raised by Wolves, yeah.
Tell your children not to.
By the way, The
run
Expanse
away.
season 6 is coming back in 34 days.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh, so much good stuff.
I cannot wait for that to happen.
Neither can I. Lee Pace is getting. Oh, so the Invictus is a creepy ship, which appears in this episode, and I was wondering why it was so creepy. It looks just like the. Here, I'll let you tell me, PJ. What ship in a famous movie does this remind you of? Hold on, let's see if I can. What movie do you think this is? If it takes place on a ship?
It is the Star Trek Discovery.
No, it looks like.
Look at all the lens flare
No, it looks like the.
and haze.
It looks like the Event Horizon, right? Didn't it have like cathedral windows, like cross windows like that, right?
I don't remember.
I can't remember.
But I didn't
Here, I'll
get
show
it.
you.
I don't get Event Horizon vibes.
Here, I'm going to show you the ship from.
In that one shot, I could see the Discovery correlation for sure. Because it has that goldish haze.
Jesus
that
died
Discovery
for our
has.
sins.
I love that PJ's going to do this robot voice the whole night. Here, I'm going to show you the bridge. This is
Well,
from.
This is not PJ, it's a robot, dude.
Oh yeah, robot PJ.
Robot.
Okay,
Robot.
so this is Foundation, and this is Event Horizon.
Oh, I see where you're coming
Foundation.
from now.
Okay, I guess. Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah.
See, subconsciously, I think they were giving you that vibe, and that's why it was like creepy. Anyways, that's what it gave me the vibe of.
No, that's cool. I didn't think of that.
Starfleet
All
boy
right.
has gone away.
What? Oh, did he do that? Press that button again?
I freaking pushed.
He pushed that button again. That's twice tonight. Amazing.
I was just.
And it's only 12:30. Wait till Father gets here.
I don't think we're gonna make it till that late.
I don't think I'll make it. Yeah.
All right, so I guess we got to hear PJ's
Foundation
take.
has what, like 2 episodes left?
Yeah, there's 2 episodes left, I think.
Fuck. And Invasion sucks.
Invasion, I have not seen.
It's just not getting better.
PJ doesn't like it either.
It's not good.
No, I'm all about the morning show on
I'm
Apple.
gonna start watching that actually.
Mild spoiler for the latest episode, but I just find it funny how they're incorporating this into TV shows now. One of the characters in it is like under a lot of stress, and he's trying to apologize to somebody, and one of the first things he says, he's like, "Listen, I know I'm just a white guy." Like, she's like, "What?" The woman's like, "What?"
I don't know, I'm just
Because somebody in a previous episode like just went like tore into him for being a white man, privilege stuff and whatever, and it was a white woman. And then at the end of the conversation, he's like dumbfounded because he's looking for somebody else. He's not even there to. It's not even about wokeness or anything. He's just there looking for somebody. And she's like, "You white men and your blah, 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 blah," like that. And he looks at her. He goes, "Okay," and he leaves. And then he's walking out the door. He's like, "But you're white." Like, if a white person white shaming another white person. Who's this? Jesus?
This is the Emperor in
He's
Foundation,
a wannabe Jesus. That's for sure.
played by Lee Pace
Maybe
from
not a wannabe Jesus.
Pushing Daisies. Did you guys watch Pushing Daisies?
Hell yes. Pushing Daisies is one of my favorite shows that was killed before too soon.
Gone
I
too
like the
soon?
song "Push the Little Daisies and Make 'Em Come Up" by Ween.
I've never heard that song. I don't think.
Oh
Me?
my god!
Ween, W-E-E-N.
goes-
I love Pushing Daisies
You
from Brian
you've never
Fuller.
nobody's heard the song "Push the Little Daisies and Make 'Em Come Up"?
No.
Oh,
Yo,
jeez.
Shaka!
Must be a Canadian thing.
Is that like heavy metal, dude?
I wouldn't say that. The song is like this guy with a really squeaky high voice. It was really popular when I was a kid, but
I've heard
Ween.
of Ween, but I don't know if I've ever heard a Ween.
it's the only song I know by Ween.
I don't think Ruben realizes you're here yet, Shaka.
Oh no, I did. I
Oh,
was just
okay.
waiting for him
Yes.
for you to announce him.
Hey, how are you?
How's it
Time.
going, buddy? We stopped talking about Eternals. PJ hasn't given us his... Yeah, because you don't want any spoilers. What do you mean 3 weeks? We can spoil anything once it drops. Like, once it drops, you can
That's
spoil.
not the rule of thumb. No,
And I
even Marvel said
look,
that.
look, it says Starfleet Boy After Dark. Spoilers. Like, everyone
You're not
knows.
supposed to spoil anything the day it comes out. That's common sense.
But it says spoilers. Like,
I mean,
you
it's
just
already
don't-
tomorrow.
I mean, how
Yeah.
do people like talk about like hot topics and like have like discussion panels and stuff as soon as stuff comes out? Like, you have to do it. Like,
Well,
everybody
I'm
has
sorry, I
some-
guess they're not ballers like you guys are. They go out and freaking spend money all over the place.
Listen,
Some
I-
people have to save
Shaka,
up.
just so you know, I haven't seen the movie, so I'm like you, but I didn't care about the spoilers for this one. I don't know. it
Well,
just
the
didn't
thing
like-
is that Marvel always says you got to wait 3 weeks to talk about any kind of movie.
I don't think-
Feige was
and
saying
I stick to it. I wait
Yeah.
years.
I definitely
before I talk about
I
Marvel.
follow the guidelines of like New Rock Stars and what's his name, Screen Crush, Ryan Airy, and they talk about all that stuff right
yeah,
when it
because
drops,
this podcast is so about that.
It's-
I'm gonna start watching.
wow, dang, Shaka, it's been a long ass time since we've had you on. I feel like you deserve a title card of your own, which I'm about to make right now. Shaka, when the walls fell. All right, so what's up, dude? How's it going?
When the walls fell.
All right, I'm out.
No, what happened? What the hell happened? You're in a bad mood. No, but it's
Memories are coming back to me about how you dissed me out for another celebrity.
oh no,
Oh,
gosh, I'm never gonna live that down. That's
Yes,
never gonna
you're not.
happen. I'm never gonna live
Definitely
that
Oh no.
down. Let's get. Yeah, no, it was terrible. It was a bad joke. I made a joke. It was a
Talking
really
about
bad
the guy
joke.
from The Mandalorian.
Yeah. Don't remind Chaka. Don't remind him about it. Speaking of which, we get the Book of Boba Fett. Tell me you at least saw the trailer for that, Shaka.
It's Robert Rodriguez directing all that. I didn't realize. Sorry, go ahead.
You didn't see the trailer for Book of Boba Fett?
No.
Are you interested in the show? Are you gonna watch it?
Well, I mean, I'm using Disney Plus now, so yeah, I'll just. But I'm still on Mandalorian.
Oh, cool. So,
How are you enjoying that?
It's a slow burn.
where are you? Where are you in the Mandalorian?
He just killed everybody for the kid and took off after he got his armor.
Oh, so like episode 3 or episode 2?
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh, it gets better from there.
Yeah, it gets.
I didn't like
it keeps
so much.
getting better.
Second one was kind of like and then when he started, shooting everybody, I was like, okay, that was pretty good. But I do like how it looks like I'm filmed the entire time. I do love that.
Yeah, it looks
Is there 2
legit.
seasons of Mando?
Now.
What's that?
There's 2 seasons of Mando, right?
2 seasons of Mandalorian, and then now they're gonna do a season of this show called The Book of Boba Fett, and then hopefully we'll get another new season of Mandalorian after that.
Cool,
No spoilers for the trailer. I'm not going to give anything away about the trailer, but just the vibe it gave me was like Goodfellas, Godfather.
In Star Wars?
It's the crime. It's the mob.
Oh, I don't
it's
like
the mob
that
version of
gangster
Star
movies.
Wars because there's not a lot of action in the trailer. It's a lot of like gangster talk.
Mhm.
It really is, and Boba Fett's like he's in charge now, and like there's one part where he's like giving a guy permission to speak his mind, but in a way he's like saying like be careful. It's different. It's not. It looks just like The Mandalorian in terms of like aesthetics.
Mm-hmm.
Like you'd almost think it was the same show, but it has a completely different tone.
Mm-hmm. Boba Fett shaking dudes down.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's coming soon, right? Like, what is it? When does it air? What did the trailer say? Did it say?
It's December 29th. 29th. It's the first episode.
Yeah, very cool.
And Mandalorian that's going to be like late 2022, so they'll have like a 2-year gap. But at least they had Boba Fett.
Well, plenty of shows in between there. Right? Star Trek Picard, Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Obi-Wan. That's right, Ahsoka. It's like
Hawkeye
a ton
is coming.
Yeah, there's so many shows.
Yeah.
Disney Plus, baby. They dominated. I feel like
Hayden Christensen is in both.
I don't know about dominated as much as whitewash. Not whitewash. Saturate. That was a different word. They're just saturating it to the point where you are not going to love Star Wars anymore.
You really think so? I feel like they're doing.
I think that's what they do to companies. They just take them and they just burn them to the ground, and then go on to another company and burn that to the ground. That's what Disney does.
Coming for anime next, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I gotta say.
They're gonna grab all your favorite animes next.
Anime is gonna be the thing that topples the MCU.
Blue says, "Is He-Man coming back?" Yes, He-Man's coming back. You didn't see the trailer, Blue? There's a trailer for the next part of Kevin Smith's He-Man adventure. In fact, we have a He-Man update scheduled for tonight.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's exciting.
There's a trailer for real?
Yeah, there's a little trailer for.
So Adam survived being stabbed by Skeletor?
No, he died. Oh my! Spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen it. Like it's a cartoon. Come on.
Do you care if we spoil He-Man, Shaka?
Not really, because Bodrek said it. It's a fucking cartoon.
But I thought that he was trying to get out of the afterlife.
That happened. Did you see the first half?
I did.
He came back.
No, what?
He came back, but then he gets stabbed by Skeletor.
Exactly.
He got taken.
He's gonna come back yet again. The trailer for the second half spoils all that.
They spoil
him coming back and fighting Skeletor and everything. So I'm assuming if they're going to show all that in the trailer, that's probably like the first.
Because the thing is, the show can't be called He-Man if He-Man's fucking dead.
Well, that's what people were freaking out about. They were gonna get rid of Kevin Smith altogether because he lied about it being a He-Man show. Everybody's like, it's secretly a Tila show, and what happened was He-Man is in it. It's just it focuses a lot on the other characters.
You don't like the fact that He-Man
Tila especially. You could call it a Tila show. It could be a Tila show, but
Tila.
Tila, it could have been that. But
You don't like that Tila is a lesbian and that He-Man is and that Adam is timid and effeminate.
I love it.
who's that?
You would.
What?
I want to see the show of Adam in the heaven with nothing but big beefy dudes.
Yes,
Adam
that's the
alone
thing that
with-
happens. That's
Yeah,
happening.
you
He's
The Showtime series. I want to see the Showtime series. I want to see cock.
Who helped me? I can't
Oh,
get out of
where
this
they-
pile
where
of
they have-
men. Help
where they
me,
have the-
What
please.
the fuck do all these beefy men do with that little twink all day with nothing to do?
is it
'Cause
called?
they're in-
Red,
They're in the heaven of concept characters.
it's called Red Boot Diaries, and it's
Hell
on.
yeah, I'm all for it.
It's on Cinemax or Showtime.
Why the conversations always have to go down this road?
It's because Ruben's talking tonight. PE says they should make a He-Man show that is actually about a neighbor across the street from where He-Man lives.
Then just call it Seinfeld.
So, it's true. Jocko, what's new in your life, man? It's been a minute. It's been like a long time. Give us an update on your TikTok status. Which, by the way, I enjoy all your TikToks. I try to watch them as much as possible.
Yeah, you do try. Because
I do
every now and then I'm like, what? This is late, but at least
And he's like, he's liking my shit at like 3 in the morning because he can't sleep and he's watching. It's true. It's true.
Hey Siri, how do you feel about Starfleet Boy?
I think you're a great actor, Shaka. Besides, it's your last show you'll be on anyway, so just humor him.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was like a TikTok instant. That was like an instant TikTok. That was amazing.
Even Siri knows. You're scumbag.
By the way, I'm so surprised for those of you on TikTok. Star Trek Twitter is like, Star Trek TikTok is becoming a real thing.
Twitter.
Star Trek TikTok is becoming a real thing. There's like so many Trekkies. There's a Trek Talk account, which is kind of cool and kind of funny. And there's
Is
that
TikTok
one.
the same as Chaka
What do
Talk?
they do?
Yeah,
Do they
Chaka
do
Talk.
dances?
Oh.
There's what's the name of the dude that we crack up at his videos that he superimposes himself into the videos? The funny TikToks that you sometimes send me with the guy who's like he wears the short shorts on the he's wearing a short version and like cut off sleeve version of. I feel like I could show his videos. Hold on, I'm gonna find him. I'll be right back.
And there's no really copyright on a lot of these videos.
I only
Wear
go on
short
TikTok
shorts?
and watch Chaka's videos and then like them all and then I leave TikTok. Occasionally I watch dog videos on there too. That's about the extent of my TikTok experience.
I have a good batch for next week, so you're gonna be loving that. I try and make it every week, every other week. I make TikToks. Like I'll take 1 week off to make them, and then the next week I'll post them. Then I'll take 1 week
Right.
off to make them.
TikTok.
Why is He-Man update still on there?
I don't know.
What are we doing here?
Who's got control of the? Who's got the power?
So you guys already talked about all the Eternal stuff, all the spoilers.
Well, Shaka doesn't want to hear about that. So
No, I'm not asking if you're talking about it now. I said, have you talked about it?
Eternals and then Foundation.
Have you
and
talked
He-Man?
about all the spoilers previously before I showed up and Chaco's here?
Yeah,
That's what I
talk
meant.
about all you want. I'll just go.
And
It's
then
fine.
we
No,
went to
I'm
Then
not.
we went to
Again,
Foundation,
I'd have to
then-
clarify. I'm not asking to talk about spoilers now. I simply asked the question: have you talked about them? I didn't listen to the show before. It kind of popped in and out, so I don't know. That's why I'm asking the question.
yes.
Okay. Okay.
But I think that we really talked about like Eternals, 80s movies.
80s movies.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
Oh, no, 80s.
80s TV shows.
Yeah, 80s TV shows.
Oh.
And
Interesting.
We
and
know what's up.
Foundation.
Did you guys like Eternals?
I thought it was okay. You know,
Well, only Braxton saw it
Oh, okay.
because Starfleet Boy hasn't seen it, and I'm scheduled to see it in 2025.
I gave it a 6 out of 10.
On the TBS world premiere.
By then the sequel will be out.
Yeah.
Like not
Well,
bad, not good, just like
There's no-
okay.
Yeah, I kind of feel kind of like that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Did the world of Marvel change for you, like it says in the commercial?
No. There's
The
nothing.
world is
There's
about to change.
there's nothing more or less.
Everything you knew about Marvel is done.
Yeah, that's I don't know what that's about.
Mhm.
There's no more or less fantastical out there stuff in this movie than there's been in previous ones. So
I pretty much guessed
this
that.
is no game changer in any way. It's different. It's different in certain ways. But yeah.
Did you enjoy the love scene, PJ?
I thought it was very sensual.
No spoilers.
There was a lot of
Spoilers.
bareback.
Picture.
Who are these people?
So so this is the thing that I was trying to remember.
Yes.
So this is
Okay.
Jesse Mercury, and I'm gonna play it so you guys can hear. This is
I love sending
He's gonna
Suhail.
sue the fuck out
Data,
of you.
do you have a minute to talk about something personal?
What?
So, we've been working together for a few months now, and I just find you so charming and intelligent and kind, and you're so cute, and I just really like you. And I know you're an android, and I'm a quarter betazoid, mostly human person, but I guess I just want to ask you out on a date.
Ah,
Would you go on a date with me? Data? Data? Oh my god, Data. Data, what's going on? Is this some sort of a malfunction or overload? Is this a medical situation or a mechanical situation? Do I call Dr. Crusher or the chief engineer? Who is the chief engineer? Is it Argyle still? I feel like we're having a lot of changeover in chief engineers really quickly, and it's really stressing me out a little bit because I don't know what to do right now. So, Data, I need you to look at me. I need you to talk to me. I need you to tell me what to do. Oh. Okay. Okay, we're calming down. We're okay. Oh, I thought I broke you. Are you interested?
more than interested. Fascinated.
Wow. Okay.
One might say agog.
That makes me so happy.
But I also find sneezing interesting.
So yeah, that's Jesse Mercury. I highly recommend you check him out.
Yeah, he's great. He is great.
He's like a Star Trek TikToker. He mostly does TikTok videos, I think. And interestingly enough, you can't tell from the videos, but he recently did a video just kind of letting us in a little bit on his life behind the scenes. And he does have like a debilitating condition, so he has to spend a lot of time in a wheelchair, and I didn't know that. But it's amazing what you can do. Yeah, the magic of TikTok, where you can.
He also says sometimes he has to like green screen him standing up because he can't. So
Right.
sometimes,
wow.
yeah,
because he
it
can't
doesn't
do
even
it.
look like. Yeah, it looks like he's standing up, but he's not really doing that.
That's amazing. Sometimes the issues that people have, you just don't even know.
No,
It's true.
I had no idea.
It's you guys can't see my tail that I have. I have a tail
What?
that like.
That's
You
just
guys
a
don't
butt
know
plug
that I'm a
sticking out of your ass.
Oh, PJ and Shaka, I have
we
a
know.
question.
Oh, we know, Pete. No, just kidding.
My lower half is just a rocket.
I have a
I
question
thought it was just a
related
butt
to the title of the broadcast tonight. Do you guys know the meaning of watermelon sugar?
Yes, but don't tell. I know the meaning of it now.
We're
but
not
don't
gonna say
tell-
anything about.
Yeah.
the
Okay.
thing.
Okay. Good. Yeah. Watermelon sugar is a reference to the female anatomy. I think like a vagina. No, isn't that what it is?
Or like,
It's about him eating pussy. Like that's what the song is
Sugar
about.
fireballs.
And now we're back to penises and vaginas
Like-
again.
Were you guys aware of that? Because we were talking about Harry Styles to start the show.
Yeah, I am watermelon sugar tonight, and so yeah, Harry Styles eats me.
You're a big watermelon sugar.
Braxton's having a moment out there.
Mm.
Yes, I didn't know what it was. When I watched the music video, I thought he meant like getting high off of sugar, like I don't know what I don't know what I thought. But now that I'm thinking about it, like the triangular shape of a watermelon, like it all makes complete sense.
The song is.
I'm willing to bet Harry Styles has no interest in watermelon sugar whatsoever. But what? Let's just keep it at that.
PJ, why do you always call somebody a faggot?
He does not always do that.
What? Where did that come from? I always call somebody like what?
He does not. He does not. He definitely does not.
Give me another example than the one I just gave. You can't think of one. You just made it up. You were being totally hyperbolic. You always do this. I'm like, I never do that. What are you talking about?
I do actually. I actually love to pretend actors are gay, but I try not to do it as much when I was young as it was when I was like always like, oh, that guy's probably gay. I wish that guy was gay. That kind of thing.
That kind of thing. Everyone does it.
Not now.
If wishes were horses, you'd have one about the size of a horse.
Anyways, Harry Styles, I think, enjoys many fruits and many flavors. I don't think
he's all over the place.
Is one horse?
He's like whatever. He's a whatever man.
Or is a horse?
He's Skittles Rainbow.
He's like whatever feels good, baby.
I think
he's
bi and verse, which means.
I find him to be very problematic. So the thing is, Starfleet Boy, I haven't seen like the stuff that you're talking about. But like when I think of Harry Styles, I think of a straight man who is, I think that he's being an opportunist, and I think that he has the privilege of being straight, therefore he can go ahead and be fucking out wearing fucking like dresses and shit, and he doesn't have consequences. But he is not a trans person. I feel like he is not a outwardly gay person, who would experience consequences for being feminine, like straight people do. They just like are able to get away with stuff that we can't, and I think that he's an opportunist. I find him problematic. I do not like Harry Styles.
Oh, that's a harsh comment, geek.
Is that true?
Poor Jason Sudeikis.
Harry Styles
he got cucked by Harry Styles.
Oh, is that true? Wow.
Olivia Wilde.
Yeah, Braxton, that's like interesting. I have to look more into it because I only have the impression that Harry Styles is fluid and like I told you, I used to watch I used to love One Direction. What's that?
Did I just see somebody pouring water on their face?
Yeah, it was Shaka.
He just poured water.
It was cooling down. It was too hot to handle. So he's like, I gotta cool off.
Anyways, in One Direction, he was the more fluid of the group. Like he would be hugging the guys, and he wasn't afraid to like.
He was more all directions. You mean?
Yeah, he was more all directions instead of One Direction.
Harry Styles was in One Direction.
Yeah, Harry Styles was in One Direction.
Fascinating.
So I don't know. Like
I always get One Direction confused with the other one, the Jonas guys. Yeah.
Oh, the Jonas Brothers.
Those two bands are interchangeable in my mind for some reason.
That's interesting.
They all look kind of the same, I think.
So, these dudes, I feel like they like want to get like these like, young girls and these like gay dudes to like start buying their fucking trash pop music, dude. That's what it is.
They're trash pop music.
Trash pop music.
Trash pop. That's going to be a new genre. Trash pop.
One Direction had some really great songs, Braxton. Like, for example, "The Story of My Life."
Dude,
that's a really good one.
Never heard of it.
Ever since it came out that song was about eating pussy, it has not been played at a gay bar that I have been at. People used to be jamming that song, and now, dude, they won't even play it. They're like, ooh. Like, we're going to have like flashbacks and like traumatic thoughts from listening to this song. So no, we can't even play it anymore.
That's an interesting perspective. I hadn't even thought about that because I have never ventured into the other estate. But but I'll just say that here's One Direction. This is the whole group here. There's Harry Styles. Oh gosh, I can't remember.
Hello, love. We're One Direction. We've got tiny little penises, we do.
That's Zayn.
He's the only one I remotely recognize.
Harry Styles, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, well, Zayn is the one in the black.
Zayn's right here. Yeah, that's Zayn Malik.
Which one?
This guy right here.
The Zayn fellow looks familiar.
Your mouse?
Harry, Zayn, and I think Liam, who's this guy over here. I think they have all the way to the left. I think Harry, Zayn, and Liam all have careers.
Zayn is the second from the left?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and then...
Yeah, no, I don't the only one that looks remotely familiar is Harry Styles because he was on Saturday Night Live. That's the only reason I know him.
But what?
And that's the haircut that all the lesbians have. The white lesbians have the haircut on the right that Harry Styles has.
But you know what I found with boy bands in general, even since the 80s, they've all been kind of ambiguous in their sexuality in a way. Like, you could kind of say yes or no. Not that they would come out either way. Most of them aren't like straight men who marry women. You know what I mean? Like, what is it? One guy from NSYNC, I think, came out as gay. Lance, yeah, whatever.
But part of it is because they're boys, you know, like they're immature men, like, you know, they're like 16, 17, 18, like, you know, they're boys, you know, like boys dancing, they don't look like men. They look like fucking boys. So they might look like immature and they might seem like not masculine, but it's just because they're not mature.
Well,
so
right.
I think that's
the super feminine singing voices, you know, adds to the whole, you know.
PJ, you always calling somebody a faggot. Stop.
No, what? to point out that boy bands sing in high feminine voices. That's
culture.
That's just a fact.
Shaka,
I was going to point.
Culture doesn't exist.
What was the group? What was the group Bobby Brown was in?
New Edition.
New Edition. The lead. What I
you should have asked me.
It's not Bobby Brown, but it's the lead singer of that band.
Johnny Gill.
He has his voice is high as fuck.
Robert Tressler.
But they're one of the best boy bands. So it's not a criticism.
Well, the best boy bands have the range, though. They have the baritone
exactly.
and the.
I feel like
Boys
for
to
this
Men
day,
had the guy who was like, "Baby, come on,
yeah."
baby.
Everyone.
I didn't mean to fuck your sister, baby. Take me back, baby.
Break your heart, baby.
Do you remember the band?
Kill you, dog.
Do you remember the band 4? Do you remember the band 4 p.m.? Anybody remember them? They sang Sukiyaki, the version of Sukiyaki that
I don't even know that song.
It's all because of you. I'm feeling sad and blue.
Yeah.
Now my life is just a rainy day. That's one of my favorite, like, hands down boy band songs ever. And that's not even a band I know. Like, I just know that one song by them. Sukiyaki, the original version is really good too.
Yeah.
But there's many different versions, English versions of Sukiyaki, and the 4 p.m. one is like the best one because I think it's all a cappella. Like there's no
PJ, you're an old world man, dude. You have architect thoughts on
I've been around the block a
masculinity.
few times, sir.
And you're young.
No, well, 30, almost 38.
I was young.
You're young, yeah.
Well, okay, cool. I'm young.
You're
Don't hear
definitely
that
young.
very often.
You're definitely young compared to me. Shaka, I cannot play. Damn it. Hold on. I'll be right back, guys. Make it show.
Oh, shoot. Yep. What do you guys want to talk about?
Anybody watch Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Long while ago.
It's still happening like 21 years later.
Are they returning that show? Are they making another one?
There's a new season out now.
Oh, it's on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Larry David has returned?
Mm-hmm.
It's on HBO?
Yep.
Okay.
2 episodes into the new season. They also did a season last year all about Spites. Larry opens a Spites store. Mocha Joe has a coffee shop. The last season is all about Mocha Joe has a coffee shop. Larry goes in. The coffee's not hot enough. He gets into an argument with Mocha Joe about coffee not being hot enough and his table being wobbly, Mocha Joe bans him. So Larry, right next door to Mocha Joe's, opens Larry's Cafe or whatever, a spite store just to spite him, and he keeps lowering the prices, and he gets like the good beans, and he really wants to show Mocha Joe up. And it's also about cancel culture. Larry is caught seemingly doing things, but it's like a misunderstanding kind of thing. Like this woman says that that Larry's been ogling her, like looking at her breasts all night, and like wants to make a fuss of it. But actually, he was looking at like the food she had on a tray. She was serving food, and he kept waiting for her to come over, and she wouldn't. So he kept looking at her, and the more he looked at her, the more she avoided. Anyway, it's like it's such a good show, and it's all improv. Like most scenes are like, this is what needs to happen, just do it. And they just fucking they wing it half the time. That's why you get a lot of awkward kind of dialogue in that show. It almost seems more realistic that way. But it's still a good show, man. It's and Leon in season 6, or I think it was season 6. This character named Leon shows up. You know, the actor I'm talking about, he was in Spider-Man. He's in the Spider-Man Homecoming or Far From Home movie. You don't know Leon from Curb? Nobody knows Leon?
You know, dude, I haven't watched Curb Your Enthusiasm. I mean, I just know Larry David.
I've watched sporadic episodes here and there. But...
He's basically their Kramer.
Understood.
And he's a guy who in the 6th season or the 5th season, 5th or 6th, Larry Vivica A. Fox moves in with him, like his live-in girlfriend, and she brings her whole family, including her cousin Leon. And then when she leaves Larry because she thinks somebody's giving Larry a blowjob in the car, but really she was just bent over. She's like, "Oh, you cheating motherfucker!" And she leaves him and all this. Leon just stays, and for 5 seasons now, 5 or 6 seasons, Leon has just been living with Larry. Larry pays for everything, pays for this guy's life, and like nothing's ever said about it. He's just there, and it's I don't know.
Oh, Leon is just living with him?
Yeah, there's no explanation for like why Larry doesn't kick. Larry just likes him so much.
Is that JB Smooth?
JB Smooth, yeah.
I love him.
He likes him so much. He just like, I have a friend to live with now because he's already divorced from his wife. Vivica A. Fox, I forget her character's name, left him with the family members, and Leon's just like, fuck it, this is the good life. I'm gonna just stay behind and just live here.
I like Vivica Fox. You know, I find it interesting that she uses Vivica A. Fox because it seems like there wouldn't be another Vivica Fox as an actress. It just seems like it,
Like Michael B. Jordan. There is another Michael Jordan out there, so yeah.
Like, yeah, dude.
Maybe I should put that on vibrate.
But there's not another Taraji P. Henson. Well, there's not another Taraji Henson, but she just P, So yeah, so that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, JB Smooth and Vivica A. Fox really good in the 2 seasons she's in. But it's funny how Larry in that show says some things now that even just a couple of years later, like even HBO wouldn't let him do.
Really? Like, I thought that, that like language, like rules have gotten like tighter as far as like some of the things that you would say on HBO,
Yeah.
That's not true.
In some ways, like cable really lets you do a lot of things. Like AMC allows the F word now, or every so many per season of a show. FX used to not allow certain language, and now that you can just pretty much say anything there short of the C word. Sci-Fi has a show now called Chucky, which is 3 or 4 episodes in. I can't remember.
I've heard of this horror show.
And they allow Don Mancini 10 F words per episode, but there's a point where Chucky says to a girl, I think he says the C word to her, or some C word something else, or it's if it's not the C word, it's something really harsh,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like they bleep it out. They bleep Chucky, and it's like, oh shit, we have this show where you're seeing like kids get stabbed and all this gore and F words this and F word that, but just this one instant of Chucky saying something to somebody is like bleep. Oh, that's too far. So there's like even limits there.
Because the thing is, because right now in the climate we are trying to value women, and so you don't maybe they don't want to be using words like cunt to like devalue women.
Yeah,
in America, that word is much more shocking than it is in say Canada or Europe. In England, like it's just used so casually, not even referring to women most of the times. You're mostly calling other men "you stupid cunt," like you know what I mean. Like it's not even a thing. But on television back in the day, there's I think Johnny Rotten. I mean, someone said it on like a live show. It was like the first time the word was ever said on British television, and like they got over it in like a minute. Like they're shocked, but I don't know. Like even Monty Python back in the day, like had bare breasts and stuff. Like they didn't give a shit.
The United States is a very conservative place.
Yeah.
Yes.
Indeed. Like like every place is not San Francisco.
We love our freedom.
The United States is a very, very conservative place. Like I am looking for a place now, and like I see some places, but I don't want to live there because I know like what kind of people will be around me. So yeah, America's a very, very conservative place. And just to say that I live in Central Maryland, and Central Maryland is generally a very left-leaning place, but at the same time it's not, like all those people who are like, real left-leaning are like living in the city, and then you go outside the city in the county and it's different.
I see. I live in such a little corner of the world where it's funny because when I look at America, it's like there's such a fear of how people will react to you, whoever you are. It's like, but some more than others, obviously. It's where like people will act violently toward you for something you never did to them or never said, just for being who you are. And here, it's like when people do that here, it's like, oh, well, they belong in the crazy house or in prison because nobody just goes and randomly attacks people. Usually, like there was a drive-by, which barely happens in this city, like a couple of days ago. And every time something drastic like that happens, it's always like very personal. Like nobody's out randomly kind of like, oh, I see two women holding hands and I'm going to attack them. The worst thing I saw the past couple of years was there was a woman wearing a burqa, I guess you call it, like she was covered, completely covered, and it was summertime, and these guys in a truck were like, "Take it off, but it's too hot," and it's like, and people around were like, "Oh my god, how ignorant!" And like,
Damn.
And like they were being like ignorant pieces of crap because they just looked at somebody and it pissed them off, and they just wanted to yell at them. That rarely happens here, but when it happens, people are like, oh my goodness, they belong and they need help. Those people need help. It's like racist people in the mall you hear sometimes because there's not enough white people behind the counter. That happened to me once at Tim Hortons. And the guy's like, not a white one in the bunch. And I'm like this. And everybody just like gives him the side eye like, my word. Like they're really just like, they don't say anything, but they're just like, well, I'm going to look my nose down at him now. And they do, but Starfleet Boy said, like, why don't you tell people, like, this is not the way. I'm like, I'm not there to lecture some crazy person, because that's who they are. If somebody's going to go out in public and get all fucking, like, weird like that, going up to them and saying, well, sir, that's wrong, blah, 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 they're going to tell you to go fuck themselves or try to piss on you or something. Like, they're obviously not well. So, like, people around here are just like, okay, just, as long as you ain't fucking, like, hitting anybody or causing a scene, just, we'll ignore you. And there was people of color, I guess, am I allowed to say that, in the lineup, who like gave him the look and gave him like really like looked him down and just turned their heads, and it was like it never happened. But I feel like in the States, like people are so riled up. I know it's not a fact, but I feel like if I walk down the streets of Chicago or something, like something's gonna happen, or New York, like somebody's gonna fucking like jump me or something. Even though like that's like a weird Canadian paranoid thought because I'm so sheltered.
You know what?
Anyway,
You could be walking down the street somewhere in New York and not looking like you're not knowing where you're going, and somebody could rob you. That could happen. I mean,
is it best to walk around like tattered and torn T-shirt, and like crazy look in your eye, like don't fuck with me, I'm Canadian.
I tried really hard to play this video, but it doesn't work. Shaka sent a video and it doesn't work.
Let's see it. I went on a weird rant. I'm sorry about that, guys.
It's not working, the video. So, but Blue did have a question for you, Shaka, which is, are you in any new shows?
Oh no, coronavirus has canceled all that.
Or kind of like put everything on hold.
It has put everything on hold. I'm just working from the shadows, building up. Like I just, I'm secretly launching a new website that I have, and I'm learning. I already told Ruben about it. I'm learning Adobe After Effects so that me and him can create some films, or at least throw some stuff out there. Because now I got to work on my own. Because casting agencies, everything like that, they've pretty much forgotten about me.
It's like an out of sight, out of mind type of thing, or
yeah, because I moved back here in Florida, so they're just like, well, you're on your own, and I feel betrayed because it was their idea to do that, to save money. So since I did that, they're like, okay, forget about him. He actually took our advice and went over there. Forget about him. That's how I feel
about it. I think you'll come back. You're the comeback kid. But in the meantime, you could check out Shaka Blue if you haven't already on Vampire Diaries.
It's on Netflix.
What's your other show on Netflix? It's
The Good Cop and On My Block is on Netflix.
On My Block. I feel like if I'm not mistaken, Brett Gray, who plays Dal in Star Trek Prodigy, was on that show. Let me look. Let me just make sure.
They're on their 4th season now, their final season. But I got no calls to come back.
Oh, cool. Brett Gray, who plays Dal on Star Trek Prodigy, was on that show On My Block. Did you work with him or no?
He started it. Well, yeah, we have a scene together.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Man, Shaka, it's just the connections to Star Trek never end. That's so cool. You're like Star Trek King. You're like Star Trek Kevin Bacon. 6 degrees of Shaka. Ruben's on mute. You're on mute, Ruben.
Oh my god, have I been on mute this whole time?
Yes, you have.
He's been talking this whole time, and he's been
I'm like, man, no one's really interested in anything I have to say, I guess.
That's really funny. What were you saying? What were the things you were saying?
Well, now I was just saying, when you said, oh, wow, Chaka, you guys were in that scene together. And I said, and yet you said what you said about him in favor of the Mandalorian guy.
No, it's... No, come on. Come on.
There it is.
Well, we might have to get you and Brett Gray reunited on this episode so I can diss you again.
I honestly don't even think he remembers me. That scene was so long ago, and he has so many fans, and he's so busy. I'm pretty sure, he doesn't remember me.
What was your scene together?
You have not watched the show?
No, I'm gonna have to watch it now. I'm sorry.
Wow. The support.
I'm like such a bad. I'm such a bad.
Can you feel?
Are you in season 1?
The lack of love.
You're in season 1 and 2.
The support is like overwhelming. Yeah, there's me and him.
What episode is this?
4 or 5? I think it's 5.
Of season 1?
Of season 1.
I hate that wall.
2.
That tile with that other tile. What is
Season
going
2 or
on there?
1?
I'm sorry, it's 3. And now I'm looking at it. It's season 3, episode 5 or 6. That's what it was.
Is it part of your reel, or is it on Netflix? Can
Oh
we
yeah, it's
find
part of my reel. I'm gonna go look in the reel now to see exactly what it is.
Is it online? Do you have a YouTube? Is your reel on YouTube? We could just play your reel.
On YouTube.
No, it is not.
Oh, okay. Get that reel on YouTube.
No, I don't want to do that.
I did find something searching your name that says "An Evening with Toys and Coffee" and Shaka Da Silva.
Oh yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, your hair's long. It's really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Toys and coffee.
Toys and coffee.
Oh my gosh, I feel like that's like one of those like ladies' sex parties where they sell like dildos and stuff.
It does have ladies.
It does. There's two
like
ladies. There's a lady on.
Like,
Oh, there you are.
like,
I can see you now.
my mother went to one of those things like in the 90s, and my mom was a very, very conservative woman, Yep, she like came out of there, she was like clutching her pearls.
Black sheep. Black sheep have any wool, but I'm colorblind. Don't be no fool.
Ooh,
that's Shaka.
That's me.
That's funny. I couldn't even tell that was you. That's good voice acting. But I did hear Brett Gray's voice, and I could recognize Dal in that performance as well. It's funny. All right. So what else do we have to talk about tonight? Oh, PJ Blue says, that's an excuse. They aren't well, but they should still be called out or shunned. We're not going to argue about it.
Point of fact,
PJ doesn't have to do anything that's going to make him uncomfortable.
If all of us in this city went around every mentally ill person, and basically 20% of the city is severely mentally ill, if we all went around trying to school all of these mentally ill people, we wouldn't have time for anything else, because there's literally somebody on every street, like in the middle of the street, with like fighting ghosts, or like there's a lot of really serious mentally health issues around this place, and people will say ignorant, stupid shit, and to stand there and talk to them and then get insulted by this crazy person is not worth anybody's time. So fuck them and let them be and let them die alone.
Wow, geez.
I mean that's harsh. I mean, people are sick in the head, are legit sick in the head. Like they don't even know where they are half the time. But I'm just saying, like, there's a difference between you with like your friend or a group of friends, and somebody says some ignorant shit. Yes, hey, you seem like a smart, well-educated person. Why the fuck are you getting out like that? Somebody's gonna call them out, of course. But if it's somebody who's like, like the cat lady from The Simpsons, leave them be. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, go ahead.
We can end the show now. On that note,
we usually do end on notes like that. I had one more topic that I want to talk about. Dune 2 weeks later. How does everyone feel about Dune now that we've had it?
Dune is better than Eternals.
I have a new appreciation.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen Eternals, but I have a feeling I'll still like Dune better than Eternals.
I think the presentation of Eternals is mocking Doom, right? Like the cinematics of it kind of making it look like Dune.
Trekkie Dave earlier said that it had a
deserty scenes.
Dune vibe in it. Yeah.
Starfleet boy, who do you think is hotter, Timothy Chalamet or Harry Styles?
Just from a physical appearance perspective, I would say Harry Styles, but I think I like Timothy Chalamet. Oh, look, there's Shaka on the block. I think I like Timmy Chalamet better as an actor. Oh, look at that.
Another Star Trek connection.
You were peeing next to Brett Gray. Mm-hmm. I almost called him gay. Brett Gray, sorry.
Why are you trying to turn everybody gay?
You would.
Jeez, it's true. Oh my goodness. That's great.
That's cool. The Star Trek connection.
Oh, the dude who played Icarus, I was recognizing his face. He plays Prince Charming in live action Cinderella, which is one of my favorite movies.
Oh, I don't think I've seen live action.
He's Rob Stark.
God. live action Cinderella. Oh my gosh, Starfleet Boy, it's enchanting.
I like the movie Enchanted. Have you guys seen that
Has
one?
anybody seen Game of Thrones? Do you don't
Yeah, of
remember
course.
Richard Madden is
Yeah, yeah,
Game
yeah.
of Thrones? It's like
No.
Cinderella. What the fuck? I didn't even know he was in Cinderella.
Braxton hasn't seen Game
I
of
haven't
Thrones.
watched Game of Thrones.
I watched all 6 seasons.
Poor thing. People say it now like it was.
They should have made
like
more.
it was a chore. It's like, yeah, I saw that Game of Thrones.
No, I haven't watched Game of Thrones.
No, it's actually funny. I did stop watching in season 6, and I just made up my own ending.
Are you sure it's Richard Madden in Cinderella, Braxton?
It is King of the North.
Oh
He's
wow,
King
he's
of
so
the North
young
in
and-
Cinderella.
He's so young here.
And
He
and,
looks
and
so
him
different.
and Cinderella get massacred at the Red Wedding.
Lovely.
But dude, it's only like that movie was made in 2016. It wasn't that long ago.
That's the What If episode.
Actually, it was made in 2015. It was directed by Kenneth Branagh.
What?
Oh, he does look so young.
I
He
have to
does.
watch it now if it was directed by.
Oh my gosh!
Kenneth
You
Branagh.
talk
King
about
and an
magic.
It's like
Talk
a-
about magic. Oh my god, dude! When she like turns,
all the
like,
jawbones.
like when they, what happened, dude? You out of here, dude?
I'm saying, look at all the jawbones. Look at them.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a lot of
Mhm.
job.
Dude, like when the fairy godmother turns the dress and she starts like turning and the dress starts transforming, dude, amazing. And then like she comes into the ball, dude, and everyone is like stunned by her beauty, dude. And the thing is, Lily James like plays her like with so much humility, and she's such a nice girl that you're like, oh my gosh, wow.
I guess this
Cinderella.
movie was super popular because is this real? There was a Cinderella 2, Midnight's Curse.
What?
Really?
No, that's not real.
That's not real, right?
That's
okay.
not real.
It's Cinderella 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah. It was,
Well, the Cinderella 3 Judgment Day.
Cinderella with a vengeance.
Yeah,
I didn't-
Cinderella 4 and the Lost Ark.
Yeah.
I
Kate
didn't know.
Blanchett was so
Cinderella and the
Yeah,
Furious,
so
which
she
is when
plays
they do
the
the
wicked
racing one.
stepmother.
good. Oh, she was so fucking mean, dude. Oh my gosh, she was so mean to that real nice girl, dude.
You left Dune 2 weeks later. Up.
Well, yeah, because actually there's a comment.
Cinderella
Pete
5.
says,
That's how remembered it is. Dune is so well remembered 2 weeks later where we started talking about Cinderella.
parentheses I says,
No,
I love the new Dune. I've seen it in the theaters twice already, and I
Cinderella
want to
6
see it a
this time,
third time
personal.
too.
Dude, you're
Yeah.
gonna have 8 hours in the movie theaters, dude. Watching Dune. Damn.
Richard Madden sounds like a football player's name for some reason.
Because it's
John
John Madden. Yeah.
John Madden. Richard Madden. His
Boom!
the best thing he's ever been in is a show called it's a miniseries called Bodyguard,
Mm.
and it might be on Netflix in the United States. I'm not sure, but it is really really good. And when you watch it, you're like, holy shit, he's Bond.
Yeah.
He could be a Bond.
Oh.
People still say Idris Elba should be the next Bond, but he'll be in his 50s by the time he starts. And even he isn't that confident that, like, unless that's what you're going to do, you're going to do an older Bond.
Dude, the person that should be James Bond is Josh O'Connor from The Crown. He played Prince Charles in The Crown. Like, he would be such a good Bond. Like, he's around like 27 or 28. He's kind of skinny. He's got an interesting kind of like nerdy, handsome.
Oh,
He's a
hell
very,
no.
very good actor.
This goofy looking fucker?
Wow.
Oh,
He's got ears like Dumbo.
PJ, they're making him
hold on. Let
look,
me see. Let me see.
They're making
I know
him
what
look-
he looks like.
they're making him look like Prince Charles. That's why. Like he
Yeah.
No, I know he really looks like. Look at a non Prince Charles picture of him. He just looks like Prince Charles.
Dude,
You don't-
Cut the ears out. I could see the Bond in him, yeah.
He looks like he
Those
looks kind of
ears
like a
look
George
sexy.
Lazenby.
you know, he's
maybe.
got very sharp features. Like I feel like he's very handsome. He's a really strong jawline. You know,
The next
I think
Bond
he'd
should
a
be an
good-
all CG Sean Connery.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
He looks more like a Bond villain though, than Bond himself.
Do you know who looks a little bit like Sean Connery and could probably play him in like
Who?
a
Oh, look at
biopic?
that picture. That's a
Yeah,
good
that's-
picture, Josh.
That's a good. See there, he look. That's why I pulled it up because I feel like he looks a little more like
Oh, so he photographs well. Okay.
Josh O'Connor for Doctor Who. I wouldn't mind Josh O'Connor as Doctor Who either.
We're still talking about Dune 2 weeks later.
I know.
Dude, Josh O'Connor is in that
Talked
movie
about
that I
7
was
different
telling.
things since then.
Have you guys seen Adrian Paul, the Highlander, recently? Like, he looks like he could play Sean Connery in a Sean Connery like
Why
a
don't you
middle-aged
switch me out
version
for
of him.
you so your face is not blocked because I'm not on camera.
Adrian
Oh,
Paul.
that's true.
Just a little production direction.
Is
Thank
he
you,
a
man.
boxer?
That's better.
What's that?
Oh, no, that's
Adrian Paul,
irrelevant.
is he a boxer?
He's like a fighter. He does like sword fighting and stuff like that. I think you're thinking of Jake Paul or something. One of those Pauls. One of the Pauls did like
One of the douchebag Pauls.
Yeah.
I'm Duncan MacLeod of the Clan MacLeod.
Yeah, you know that whole show, Ruben, is on Peacock.
That dude doesn't look like Sean.
Yeah.
Oh, he
I
doesn't look
watched
like
a few
Sean
episodes.
Connery. He looks like Daniel Craig.
Who, Adrian Paul?
I think so.
Here, I'll find you a. I feel like here, there's like a Sean Connery vibe to him.
Dude,
but I gotta
Sean Connery has been such a handsome man. Like, it is hard to compare people to him.
I feel like Adrian Paul
Well,
can.
thank you.
I feel like Adrian Paul here. Look, there's a good picture. Let me see. Do you see like the Sean Connery? Could he play Sean Connery now?
He looks like Daniel Craig.
Really?
He does.
Is that the guy from Highlander?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's that. He's.
Isn't he
Highlander.
70
What's
something
a
years
mother
old now?
last night?
Isn't this a 35-year-old picture?
All right, let me find him.
Yeah,
Here's
he's
him.
probably like in his 50s, 60s now.
I don't know. I don't see the reasoning behind casting Bond as an older dude unless
No.
that's a specific story. You only want to do like 3 movies or something. But usually they want a guy who's going to last about 15 years.
So the thing
10
is,
to
they
15
cast
years.
Daniel Craig when he was 43.
This guy is. This is him in 2021. PJ,
Daniel Craig when he was 43.
my age. That means Daniel Craig became
Daniel
Bond.
Craig is pretty old.
Bond at my age.
Okay, he's 53. 1968. Okay.
What was his first Bond movie was like 2008 or something?
You know what I?
Actually, he was 37 when he was cast.
Oh, okay. There we go.
So they made the first Bond movie. It's that long ago. Okay.
He was cast in. He was 37.
Carbonite.
He's probably 38.
His cast-
37 or 38, whatever. I don't know the month he was cast, but anyway, yeah. The 2006 was Casino Royale.
Was
That's when
Casino
that was
Royale.
released,
Okay.
and 15 years as Bond. Yeah.
Yes, he's 52 now.
So someone in their mid to late 30s is usually the way they go traditionally, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it
Now
is.
I can see them going even younger now. Like they're like, oh, we want someone for 20 years.
I mean, they casted Roger Moore when Roger Moore was in his middle 50s.
No.
Because wasn't Roger Moore like 70 when he did
was
his
in his
last
late.
Bond movie?
I thought he was in his late 40s. He could have been in his 50s. I don't know. Let me look it up. Roger, I know he was like an older, because the way they were doing it there was it's almost like they were continuing to age Bond, so they just wanted an age appropriate actor to like approximately what Sean Connery was aging into, because they do acknowledge the events of Her Majesty's Secret Service, which is George Lazenby. So there's a continuity right up until the end of the Roger Moore films. By the time you get to A View to a Kill, he's 58, I think, 58 or 59. He's so old. He's sleeping with somebody whose mother is actually younger than he is.
Yeah.
And it's almost then that's when his last movie, it's like almost as if Timothy Dalton is the first rebooted Bond. And you could say that Pierce Brosnan continues from that, and then they reboot it again with Daniel Craig. Even though it's the same M, it's technically a different character. That's interesting. I don't know. I think the next Bond they want, because they announced at the end of No Time to Die, James Bond will return, but they will not discuss it until 2022. They want to give a chance. By the way, I've been trying to see No Time to Die. It's always full. I don't know what it is about this place, but they fucking love Bond movies, man. They're always packed.
Where you live, is it
Weeks later.
primarily white people and their 40s, 50s, and 60s.
Drinking
60s.
martinis.
We have that. We have exactly that kind of aging white
Dude,
population.
when I went to see James Bond, dude, James Bond was full of white people in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. I saw a few people in there in wheelchairs and walkers. And like I was the only, and I was in the and it was in the
That's
and it
because
was
they've been
packed.
watching it for 50 years.
It was packed, and I was the only black person in there.
Like, I was here in 1962 when Dr. No premiered.
I feel like James Bond's, like they should reboot him to someone younger. Like, I mean, because like Josh O'Connor is a good person to do that. Like, because he's like, about 30, a little under. Like James Bond's audience is now gray.
I was a little
James
harsh on that
Bond.
actor, by the way. I mean, when I said goofy looking fucker, I was just jealous.
I see.
Jealous of his big ears and his.
I'm
goofy
jealous
looks.
of where PJ lives. This is PJ.
I have small ears. That's why I have ear envy.
This is where
That's his
PJ
time
lives.
zone?
Where's the movie theater?
That's my city. No, you can't see it from here.
Oh, you can't see.
But I can
He
tell you.
timeshares a
I can
city.
I can tell you about where I live.
Oh, you can see it from here. Let's see.
Well, yeah, Jesus.
Where do I scroll? There's the cathedral.
Like one of those blocks of trees are like the trees right behind my.
That looks like a nice place, PJ.
One of these trees over here in the right-hand corner.
Not in that area, no.
Oh, okay, but that's
kind
cool.
of more, a little right to center.
I feel like I would love to be there. How many
it's
gay
not very
bars do you
big.
guys have?
They don't
How
have
many
any
what?
gay bars, unfortunately.
Yes, there are. There's one or two downtown.
In the alley.
In the alley. What's this? So it's a port town, I guess, right? So you get ships come up, leave good stuff.
We get the Queen Mary 2.
The
and
Queen Mary
4.
Is this a house up here? This gigantic structure?
That is a museum.
Dude, you were saying that you live in a town. That's not a fucking town.
It is a town.
It's a city.
I mean, that's a city, dude.
Oh, it's a
It
city.
is actually.
Look at
It's,
all
it's,
those big buildings.
I didn't call it a town. He did. I
did. Okay,
I live in the city of St. John's.
I mean, I feel like you called it a town earlier. Like when
No,
you
I
said
think
town,
I called it a town.
I wasn't
it
expecting
goes.
like
Look,
large office and apartment buildings.
look, it goes all the way back there to those hills, or I guess that might be a mountain. Maybe it's a mountain.
That's like the county out there.
That's a sleeping dragon.
To the right is the west side, I think, and to the right is the east.
West side.
The east, there's St. John's Center, St. John's East, St. John's West, and then there's like the city next door to us is Mount Pearl, which is a city unto itself that you can't see from here.
These are artist renderings. If we went there, it would look like the hood.
This is exactly what it looks like. The colors are really like that, apparently. This seems more vibrant. Like that one, the previous one you just showed seemed like there was tinkering, like they saturated it a lot.
Oh, okay.
This looks like a very natural looking picture. This is what they call the battery.
That looks really beautiful. Starfleet boy, I feel like we need to go and visit PJ, dude. We're gonna
that's the kind of downtown. This is not King's Road, but this is the kind of downtown
I 100%
street.
agree.
This is the kind of downtown street that my father grew up on.
Oh wow!
This is a gay bar.
We're gonna go to the gay bar. We're gonna go
Take it to the gay bar. The gay bar.
There's like gonna be one gay bar there, and we're gonna go to it.
And there's gonna be one foo bar.
Nobody remembers that song. I'm gonna take you to the gay bar.
I remember that song, dude. Yeah, that was a great song.
Anyways, that's PJ's home.
That's not my home. I actually live. I could probably walk to where that is in about less than 10 minutes.
Oh wow!
That seems like a nice place, dude. Did you grow up there?
Oh yeah, I would never want to leave.
That's like
I have no desire to tour anywhere in the world.
Yeah, this guy's got everything.
Yeah,
you don't even have
a very beautiful place, except that it's very cold.
And what's this place?
That's not. I don't know where the hell this is.
Braxton should know.
I don't know where
it's
that
Baltimore.
Is. Oh, I was gonna say it looks like Baltimore, but I thought it was somewhere in Canada. So I I mean,
Baltimore.
I don't live. I mean, I live probably a mile and a half, like uptown from this stuff.
It looks like Baltimore is like super boat town. Like there's a lot of boat stuff going on in Baltimore. It
So
looks
the
like.
Chesapeake Bay
Oh,
Used to be
true.
a major shipping.
The
And
greatest television show ever made was filmed in Baltimore.
What was
the
that?
show The Wire.
The Wire.
Oh,
you love The Wire.
I've never seen it.
And the port
It's-
of Baltimore is really big. You know, like a lot of goods and merchandise come through the port of Baltimore.
Wow, that's like really on the sea level there, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So down at the harbor is low, but the thing about the city overall is that it rises from um, up from the bay. So as you go away from the bay, you know, like the elevation just goes up. Like
Yeah, it goes into
Baltimore's
the
not a low lying place.
Appalachian Mountains, no?
Did you know that Baltimore was once the murder capital of the United States of America?
It probably still is.
No, I don't think it still is. Actually, the title. Let me see what.
That would be Florida.
Is it?
It's probably not. It's probably
Florida.
We're probably up there.
It's. I mean, you know, like
If you count
I don't know. It could be
alligators.
Chicago, but
The
like you know,
cities-
urban
city-
poverty and and gangs and drugs are a problem here.
Just Hialeah alone.
So Baltimore is totally off the list. It's
People
now.
dying from cholesterol from all the empanadas and croquetas.
It's still okay. Sorry, it's still on the list, but it's not the murder capital of the United States anymore. Now, it's places like I think it's tied with like Indianapolis, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Apparently, Washington D.C. I did know that Washington D.C. also tends to have a lot of murders.
Urban poverty and gangs, dude. The drugs, dude. Some of it is real bad. You know, West Baltimore is like there's like a lot of abandoned houses out in West Baltimore, and some of those blocks out there where those like the drug dealers and prostitutes hang out are scary places. You don't want to be out there at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Dude.
Not an after dark place. What is this place? Do you recognize this place?
Is that New York?
No, it's Miami, guys.
Yeah, I was gonna say Miami.
Oh, wow.
That's where 3 of us are from. Over
I watched
here.
Dexter, so I.
Miami's
should have
so
known.
pretty.
It is.
Can't believe you haven't watched Dexter because it was filmed.
It's pretty from a distance.
From a distance.
And then when you get in,
Miami. I mean, that's just the skyline of it, but like that's not like what the city is. You know,
so pretty.
like you know, I know that Miami is a place that has lots of grit.
But we definitely have the grit.
You know, most of Miami is in South Beach.
I don't know what it was about 80s movies, but they always made Miami look really dangerous. but cool and sleek and like neon and pink at the same time. I don't know, something about Miami and that like 80s kind of like Miami Vice thing that just is ingrained in my brain.
This is just a good close up. This is how it is.
Oh god.
When I think of Miami, I think of like
Jesus. Let me see.
That's every shop owner.
That's Miami from a distance, but when you get inside of the city, this is what it's like.
Oh, that's hilarious.
You even get that eye stock thing on top of people's faces. It's weird.
I feel like there's a lot of coke dealers in Miami who will kill you.
I think this is what PJ was talking about.
Bad
right?
Boys 3. There's a scene in Bad Boys 3 that it was filmed on a street that is either this or exactly like this, where it's like all neon clubs on one side and palm trees on the other.
It's all Art Deco style ocean.
That's Miami Beach,
it's,
right
it's,
there.
It's GTA. What is it? GTA Vice City. That's pretty. It wasn't that. Isn't that this Vice City based on Miami? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one. I like the LA one because you could steal a jet.
That almost looks CG. You know what I mean? Like that previous picture, it almost looks fake.
That's the Miami Arena where the Heat play.
This is where the Heat play, right over here.
Or not the Miami Arena. It's actually called the
American Airlines.
No,
Arena,
it's not called that anymore either. It's called something else now.
And this has been another edition of Tours
And then I
of
used
American
to live
Cities.
right by there too.
What's that?
I used to live right by there.
Oh, right on. Yeah, tours of American cities.
I
Who
used to
else?
sleep in that parking lot.
Close up. It's
You
like
should
this.
look up
Oh my
Hollywood.
god.
You should look up Hollywood, Florida,
Holly-
where I live now.
Close up.
Never do coke with a
So when
rolled
you
up
get
dollar
inside of the arena, that's what it looks like.
Dude, I thought I was seeing like real coke like on like your table for a second. I was like, oh shit, dude,
You know, as actors,
That's so funny. Hollywood, Florida is not coming up with anything that's too different looking. But like here, I'm gonna show, since Father's not here, but we'll show Austin, Texas. Let's just look at Austin while we're at it.
Oh, I feel like Austin's a nice town.
It probably is.
I was in Houston for Halloween.
Oh, sweet.
That was great. I needed that. That was so great.
Houston, Texas, huh?
Yeah.
Did you get
Hollywood is. I probably technically live in the smallest city.
That's where you live now, is Hollywood?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize
And
that.
Hollywood is tiny. But it's right up against. It's a suburb of Fort Lauderdale.
That's true.
And 20 minutes from Miami, so.
It's kind of perfect. This is Austin, Texas. This is a view of Austin, Texas. PE says, y'all are from big cities on the Atlantic coast of North America, from the northernmost city to the southernmost city, and Baltimore right in the middle. That's true. That's a good point.
Yep, that
sounds like a song lyric.
It's like it's so true. But this is Austin, Texas, which I'm dying to go visit. Austin. It looks like a neat.
I got into a fist fight with this dude from Hollywood, Florida, when I was in college. His name was Pat Carter.
Exactly.
Yeah. And like, and we got into a fist fight. I don't even remember over what, in this dude Terrence Bates's room. Like we were like on the football team.
Oh,
like,
wow.
You know, we were in there like hanging out in Terrence Bates' dorm room, and I don't know, dude. Like me and Pat threw down, dude.
Dang.
Yeah.
And you came out okay though, right?
Yeah.
Just slight blade damage, but that's about it.
That's awesome. This is another picture of Austin. I'm sure Father was
It's
here.
very plain and pedestrian. It doesn't have the flair of, and the grit of Miami, nor does it have the scenic beauty of Baltimore.
Hold on, I think I'm just not showing really good pictures. This is a good picture.
Yeah, that's not a very flattering picture.
This is a better picture, right?
Oh, that's
This
a
is
nice
same-
one. That's nice.
See, there's a nicer picture. There you go.
It looks pretty.
Austin, Texas. There we go. Who else comes on Starfleet Boy After Dark? I guess let's
Where
see.
are all the farms and cowpokes and horses and stuff like that?
That's
and people,
outside
and
of-
people in 10-gallon hats. Or is that just Nashville?
Everybody in Texas eats Soylent Green.
Regarding Hollywood, Florida, PE says, I've been in Hollywood, Florida once. The whole time I was there, I was wishing that I was actually in Hollywood, California. Oh my gosh, dissing on Hollywood. I gotta find a pic. What's like a landmark of Hollywood, Florida?
Has anybody seen
the Hard Rock building?
Jay and
the
Silent Bob
guitar?
reboot has a Hollywood, California running joke that they completely cut from the film.
Look up
It's
the
like-
Hard Rock guitar
Okay.
building.
What's
Does
the
anybody-
joke?
There was a joke that where every time the characters mention Hollywood, somebody goes Hollywood, Florida, and they're like, no, Hollywood, California, and it was like throughout the whole movie, and they cut it out because every character makes the
Is
joke.
that Hollywood? That's the
I
landmark.
I live five minutes from there.
Wow, is that
The
big guitar
landmark in
really there?
the landmark in Miami.
That's
Yeah,
a
no,
hotel, PJ. Look at it.
yeah.
That's
it's
like
a
a
hotel.
And I can show you a picture of the beams of light it shoots off at night. Makes it look like there's a UFO above my house.
Oh, this thing right here.
Yeah, it shoots light at night.
It's crazy.
So I live about 5 or 10 minutes from there.
In Miami, the landmark there is this. That's the landmark.
A cock.
There's
They're all
cocks
over
all
Miami.
over the place.
This is not a lie, actually. It's true. There are a lot of cocks in.
Yeah, it's the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino where I once saw Penn and Teller.
Oh wow,
That was a great show. I met Penn.
he's super tall, huh?
Yeah, he's really nice.
Penn Jillette, you sometimes see him in a town like, I don't know, not too far away from here called Bay Bulls. His wife is from there, and he's mentioned that like whenever he's here, like nobody bothers him. Nobody says, "You're the guy from the thing," and like nobody gives a fuck.
In Newfoundland.
Like who's people are like who's what's that? They're aware, but they just don't care.
We've gone longer than the Eternals movie is long. Blue says last topic, Star Trek Prodigy is going to be the best Star Trek of the new shows. Discuss. I think it will be among the most fundamental Star Treks just because the way it's set up to teach about Star Trek, but I don't know if it'll be the best one. I think that's Star Trek Picard.
I think it's Discovery.
Stop sucking up to me.
I think it's Lower Decks.
Wow, we're all over the place.
I
That's
thought
cool.
he was going to say his favorite Star Trek was Mandalorian. I agree. Prodigy's going to be the best one.
Dude, so I am not into Prodigy, dude. Like, you know,
if I remember on Tuesday to get the free year of Paramount Plus, I will watch all new Star Trek.
Yeah, every day.
Awesome.
And I say that with confidence because I know by Tuesday I will have completely forgotten you ever mentioned.
Dude, I am gonna text you on Twitter, and I'm gonna remind you to sign up for T-Mobile Tuesdays free Paramount Plus.
I remember I got like free movie tickets through that thing once.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude. You can catch a deal like that, dude, you know? Hey, you know, you might as well go ahead and take something free for a little while from these large multinational companies.
And then when I watch all new Star Trek, I will unleash hell.
I do hope you watch all Star Trek because then we could talk more and hear some of your hot takes cold takes, as it were.
It has the potential to be the most profitable Trek show.
What's that? Prodigy.
If you watch that second episode, you're thinking, I could play this. I was thinking I could play this video game. I don't think that when I'm thinking watching any other Star Trek show. I was like, I want to play the Prodigy video game.
I want to live in that ship.
It has potential for not only the ship model but toys. It also has the broadest appeal in terms of it's a Nickelodeon show, and Nickelodeon's really good. Nick. But you got to look at it compared to other shows in terms of it's like a cinematic quality. It's not like exactly the quality of a movie, but it's close. It's as close as a TV show is ever going to get, and it's better animation than the Star Wars stuff that I've seen.
I think so. I agree as well on that one.
I think a lot of kids are just going to latch onto the fact that it looks so good and the characters are funny and interesting and all this, and Star Trek will be the last thing on their minds, and just by default they'll get into Trek because of it. And I think it's going to blow up, and I think it's going to be the first animated Trek movie to reach the big screen, because Nickelodeon does that too. They take all their popular kids shows and they just fucking make a movie of it, and then like with Rugrats was very successful. I understand they made 2 more after that.
Star Trek Prodigy could be Nickelodeon films. That could be awesome. Yeah. PE says, I've had a hard time getting myself to watch Prodigy. I keep thinking about how it's a kid's show, and then I wonder, why am I watching a kid's show?
Same. I feel the same way.
I don't think of it as a show just for kids. Like, it's targeted to kids, but I think there's like, to me so far, PE, what I'm latching onto is just like, it's in a way it's like it's like a PJ said this on my live stream the other night, where it's like it takes away a lot of worries or like a lot of things that are like triggering in newer Star Trek. Like, we know none of the characters are gonna die. We know none of the characters
in horrible graphic ways. You mean
in horrible graphic ways? Yeah, there's not gonna be like, you know, violence and like all these
F-bombs and all that.
F-bombs and incestuous, you know, things, which I'm not saying those things are bad. Like, it's good drama, but it's like it can get like fatiguing to have to like, you know, like sometimes watch things that make you uncomfortable. And so to me, like, in a weird way, like Star Trek Prodigy is both a disconnection from that kind of like drama, if you will, and just like kind of tuning into something like simpler, but at the same time it's not simple. It is actually sophisticated in that like it does present some interesting things. Like, I think we can always learn something or get a refresher about Star Trek, and I feel like since Prodigy's like teaching younger audiences about Star Trek. It's helping Star Trek fans to go like, oh yeah, I remember, like that's cool. Oh, they updated the idea of what the Federation is, or they've like, you know, tweaked it a little bit so it's more modern and like, but it makes sense because that's how the show's always been. And so there's just like really cool things like how she like hologram Janeway like teaches the kids about the Federation and Starfleet, and that other moment where she talks about how like, you know, you don't need credits to buy food and the replicate. It's just like cool things that like you find all these things out as you watch Star Trek, but like for someone coming into it new for whether you're a young person or an older person, I think Prodigy is a good gateway series into Star Trek. Like it's going to be a good like primer or like introduction, and it's just fun. It's cool. But yeah, it is definitely a kid show. It's not like as sophisticated in the same way that Discovery or Picard or Strange New Worlds is going to be like.
It's your opinion about sophistication. I mean, come on.
No comment.
I actually tend to think that shows like Lower Decks and Prodigy
might be more sophisticated.
Might be more sophisticated in terms of true Trek lore and like just love for the visuals of Trek. Prodigy does, you know, you can look at it and see like the Kelvin-y influences like you see in all modern Trek now, but it still has those like cool Okuda Elcars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Albeit updated and whatnot. But it also has the broadest appeal, and you look at terms of like how maturity rating, it is PG in Canada, which is basically the same rating as most 90s Star Trek. Some of TOS and some of TNG and some of all of the other shows.
Whoa. What are you doing?
Dude, he's printing a receipt, dude.
He just went to CVS.
I just bought 2 items. And that's the length of the receipt I got for the 2 items I bought.
Wow. That was some really good ASMR. PJ, what were you finish your thought?
Sorry, PJ.
I had a thought. I can't remember. I don't know, man. I'm fucking tired.
One last thing.
Let's end this madness.
Okay, the last thing I was talking about, PJ, did you finally finish Brent Spiner's audiobook, or are you still going through it?
No, I'm like 30% into it. It's
okay. We'll talk about it.
It's not that interesting so far.
Oh, really? It's not that interesting.
I love it.
It's getting a little repetitive.
What part are you on?
I don't want to say. It's about an obsessive fan, but like he's out on dates now, and
he's on dates.
He's still talking to that crazy detective who's weird, and I can't figure out what's up with him. I can't tell what elements of it are true and what are just completely fabricated, because some of it is really fucking silly, and I'm like, this didn't happen. Like,
but it could have.
But it could have, and it's like, oh, I don't know what to trust now. I don't know if it's real or not. It's cool to see, like, you know, hear Jonathan Frakes. I don't know if Jeannie Francis really did the voice too, but
I think she did. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like to hear those voices, like the Barbara and stuff like that. It's cool.
Very cool.
Yeah. Anyway. I haven't heard Patrick Stewart yet. I'm not to him yet. Okay.
LeVar Burton was hilarious on Jon Stewart's new show the other day.
Oh, what's that show called? I love Shaka's going into.
I just like hearing LeVar Burton say "motherfucker."
Dude, he's going to VR. Dude.
He's going to the VR. Before you go to the VR world, Shaka, tell us where people can find you, and what's new on TikTok. You can. What's your TikTok handle?
Oh, Chaka, hurt.
I'm bringing up Starfleet Boy in here.
It would be hilarious if you actually could see us in your Oculus. Is that an Oculus?
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
A Facebook Rift.
That's how they do VR in every TV show. They just put it on, and all of a sudden it works, and they're in like anywhere. They're like, "Oh, I'm on a camping trip," and now I'm
rolling. Their mouth open too.
Yeah.
All right, so Shaka can be found in the metaverse of Facebook. He's over there doing some cool things. By the way, I do think the metaverse will open up some interesting opportunities. I used to be on Second Life, and I feel like that's basically what it is.
Oh, what is Second Life?
Second Life is a digital digital version. Yeah, it's a virtual world.
It's like The Sims, but every character is an actual person.
Is an actual person. Yeah, it's true.
And the plan is to have us all never meet each other ever again in real life, not have children, not propagate, not adopt, not do anything. not really actually socialize,
Whatever
wither and
helps
die,
the human race end.
And then the Anunnaki lizard race comes in and takes over. Because we'll be all so weak and docile from the VR virtual rooms and meta meetings that I don't know what.
It always comes down to the lizard people.
It always comes down to the lizard people because they control everything. Look at the queen. Just look at her. Look at her like and squint your eyes a bit, and you can kind of see the facade, the illusion, fade away. And you can
older people could become intoxicated by that, but you know what? But you cannot keep the young down. Like for instance, like I'm remembering like when like stuff was just opening up post pandemic, and I would be going to the gym, and like there's a whole bunch of college bars by the gym that I go to, and man, like there was like nobody out like anywhere else besides like Walmart and the grocery store, but the kids were fucking at the bar, fucking hanging out, you know, like man, you can't stop the kids from like meeting each other like physically, you know, like that's just like a thing that people are always gonna like, that people just have to have, you know.
Well, thank goodness for that human drive, because it can never be lost. I know, because you look at the kids now and you're like, yes, they're always on the phones, but even when they're out meeting with each other, they're still looking down, talking to either the person in the same room or somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of young people that I think don't get on their phones when they meet each other, but you know, who knows?
Yeah, I think there's a I don't know, I could be paranoid, but I think there's a small trend where kids are growing up with the more awareness about screen time and stuff like that, and they're like, even like my little cousin said one time, like, you can't look at your phone all the time, like you'll destroy your eyes or something, like something stupid. I'm like, that is like kind of true. Like looking at screens all the time will destroy your eyes. Actually, it will destroy your eyes.
You'll get what's called macular degeneration and a bunch of other stuff from the rays of the screen. Anyways, where can people find you, PJ, and what's happening tomorrow? I believe we're doing a Deep Space Nine watch along.
Well, later today because it is Saturday.
Oh yeah, it is Saturday. It's true.
It's the DS9 commentary. If wishes were horses.
What was the other part of that, Ruben?
The beggars would ride.
What's that from?
It's a saying from like the 16th or 17th century, I think. And it was just about, you know,
if wishes were
poor people don't have
anything
horses,
so they would ride horses if they
could wish for one.
Yeah. Interesting.
Wishes were horses. Mm-hmm.
And Braxton, where can folks find you?
Dude, you can find me on Twitter. You know, I'll be
right there, dude.
Well, I was gonna say I'll be tweeting at Leviathan 026, but I tweet very rarely. But you know, if you wanted to follow me or tweet me, you can contact me there.
Nice. And Ruben, what's going on in your world?
Released some more interviews and did some more interviews coming up. And that's about it. Just go to follow me on Twitter at rmartian. Twitter at rmartian. And you'll see eventually I'll post whatever I do there. Or you can follow me on LinkedIn.
Where?
LinkedIn.
You're like promoting your LinkedIn? That's so lame.
I mean, from personal tests, I get better results from posting on LinkedIn than Facebook.
That's funny. And since Shaka's in the virtual world,
truly infuriated me.
Here's where you can find him.
I read that there are over 10,000
playing my deepfake
United
porn.
States military veterans that are homos. And I think that is embarrassing. I think
Todd,
what's that?
Hey, it's homeless.
Homeless.
Homeless. I read that article.
What did I say?
You said homos.
Homos?
Yeah, like homosexuals.
No.
Do you realize the backlash you're
No.
No.
Homeless.
You gotta fix
the
this.
homeless. The fact that there's over 10,000 homeless, that sucks. The homos don't suck. Maybe they. The homeless thing is the part.
Dude,
that's embarrassing. That's terrible. Over 10,000
Todd,
veterans,
we're done.
Homeless.
No, there's no way this video's gonna get posted.
Can we do this?
No.
Why?
You're not gonna do that.
It was a mistake. I just read some.
There you go.
Now, what is that?
Talk.
So
That's
like,
my TikTok. You can reach me at Chaka the Silver 1 on TikTok.
Yeah,
But,
and
but
the
in
funny
terms
thing
of,
is,
like,
is
how
that
the video, how was that video made?
so that video is just like meant to be responded to, and Shaka's acting off someone's already like right. If I'm not mistaken, Shaka, responses. Yeah, so he's like acting off of it, and Shaka does this a lot. It shows how talented you are as an actor because it looks really real. Like it looks like
a conversation.
Yeah, it looks like a conversation. You do a good job. So excellent. So go check out.
See you guys, by the way. You're just slinging out.
You're almost
You
as
can
good
really
as the guy
see
from
us.
The Mandalorian,
Yes.
I think.
Ruben, just stop. I'm trying to reestablish my
I won't
rapport
stop
with
until you
Shaka.
stop laughing.
Okay, fine. It is funny. All right. Anyways, thank you, audience, for joining us. I appreciate everyone who's here. Blue,
He's
PB,
waving.
Geek and Review. That's so crazy that you're looking at us in your Oculus. It's kind of neat. We had Trekkie Dave who was here. So thank you everyone for showing up tonight. Live long and prosper, and we will see you next time.